Where was my mind at? Oh yeah, corruption, of course. Setting up all these places just to further elevate the worth of this land, because the more these apartments and things are worth, the more they're willing to pay me in rent. Well, I say willing, they don't have much of a choice here. Yeah, lovely, $20 per square foot there. The only real problem here is lack of shopping convenience. There aren't shops to be had. My competitors will probably put those shops down for me, and I'm not even sure they'll make much money, but it will be good land for it. Just wish I could own the land and make them pay me for it. In any case, I've set up that, and that's probably massively saturated Lübeck's demand here. Yeah, there we go. No, there's not going to be housing or office demand here for a long time. And we're going to do the same in Vancouver. Was it Vancouver? Yeah, Vancouver doesn't have much supply, much demand for housing, but they have almost got good demand for office space. So I should go and grab somewhere like here and transform that similarly. So once again, I come along and I buy the land. Damn, I'm making somebody's R&D center and their personal mansion worth a fair bit of dosh. Unfortunate, but also not particularly avoidable. So again, just buy the land around it, because you don't want any of this increasing in value without you benefiting from it. And then we go back to it, and... Oh, one thing I didn't do was I didn't go and check and see if the government owned any commercial buildings, did I? I'm not even sure if the government ever makes commercial buildings. It would appear not. Okay, well, good news for me. It's also something I can check. I shouldn't have checked it that way. There's another way I could have checked it. Let's get off of that, get off the firm and stuff. Also, seaports are viewable now. The seaports go weird if you check anything here. Yeah, even if I want to look for any particular corp, if I want to look for any particular firm, if I want to look for my firms, any of these filters gets rid of seaport. And to be fair, they're not any of these filters, but it's not like looking for my firms gets rid of all my competitor stuff or the government-owned police station. Anyway, a shame, but we'll try and keep seaports visible when we can. Still, I want me those commercial buildings. Where are they gonna go? I think I'll put one here, one here, one here, and one here. And then we want our lovely apartments. Here, here, here. Can't put one here, unfortunately. I can always edit the roads. Since I do own the everything, I can set up the roads to be how I want them. For now, though, let's just saturate this with places to live at incredibly high cost. And of course, let's ensure that the government backs local businesses by setting up... Oh right, I need to sell first, don't I? There's probably an even more efficient way to do this where you sell exactly what the government builds on. The government builds on it and then you sell the other stuff, because that will also inflate the value. But when doing disgustingly exploitative practices like this, you always have to ask yourself how much patience you have for squeezing out every penny. How about you only have access to one city, and expand other cities you have to lose subsidiaries? And yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to challenges that would appeal to me in this game. A one city challenge is rather exciting. I think there's room for a lot of things like that. A really difficult challenge would be not being able to play the stock market at all, because there's a lot of money to be had there. Or letting the competitors get a big leg up, but I think I need a bit more experience before I get to that point. Right. They're not completely in my pocket, but it would be... If the government was in my pocket, I would have them build... Ooh, tell you what, a university right there would be pretty swell. Do we have any universities, at least nearby? What I can do is just come along and demolish these roads. You could even put a road along here so I can get another apartment in. Let's not worry about that right now. I wanted myself a university. It's only fair, right? I build up everything around here for the government can scratch my back too. Just a little too big. Tell you what, this e-commerce store thing can just bugger off. Go away. You're eating up valuable... I can't forcibly move anyone's mansion, sadly. University right slap bang in here. And I can still keep this road coming along. Oh, you have to connect the roads like that. Kind of like Rise of Industry. I want some parks, by the way. Give me some lovely parks here and here. That's nice, you can put parks where there isn't a road connection. Does that mean you can do 1x1 parks? Incredible. I think I can keep piling these parks down here. Is that costing money? No, but it's spawning a lot of weirdos there. Might as well make my land look a bit nicer. And what else do we want around here? We've got ourselves a university. And I wouldn't mind a tennis court set up to play around on. And. Let's see, we've got a police station there, and a fire station here. Well, that's very generous of the Vancouver government to have all this stuff set up for me. But I feel like we could do with something else. How about a wee museum, right? People are going to get bored without a little bit of museum entertainment. Where can I squeeze you in? I can just slam you down there. So there we go. Thank you, Vancouver government. You've been a big help. Jake, the government buildings like hospitals and universities have big effect on land values. Perhaps try selling the land after building the amenities to the next city you improve. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that they do. It's just a little tedious stamping out the space for those kinds of things. Maybe I could do that when I'm doing the whole use of land for what I stamped out. You know what? We could give that a go. If we're going to find something out, let's find it out now. Vancouver has a lot of great area around here for me to experiment with, and experiment I shall. Again, I can't move this mansion, but I can certainly move this factory out of the way. And getting out of my way is what you're going to do. Go there, for example. And what do we have here? Urangu McBain's child workers making photo editors for him. Right, slam that over there. It feels good just being able to tell my competitors, yeah, up you go away. I pay them only a small amount. In fact, if the land value is the same, I don't even pay them in... I do not even pay them some... There's a word for it, compensation. Right, let's give this a go then. Let's see just how good the radius is, or the area of effect is, on these big buildings. I'm going to want this, and I'm going to want a road, let's say down the center here, and down the center here. Do I want a road down here as well, though? I might need a few more roads that I'm giving myself the joy of having. Let me consider that I normally give myself like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, actually along here might be a good call. Alright. This is big experiment time. I don't really know how it's going to work, but we'll find out together. I'm going to stamp this down with my ownership. And I'm going to want a bit more than even that. We want it spilling out the edges by about 3. About is fine, because I have enough money to be frivolous with how much of this I'm taking for myself. I'll even stomp down on this forestry area. You know, I'm not really sure I want this factory here. How about this factory also goes the way of away? I had to pay the big compensation for that. Oh, there's a middle school here. How nice. Also another factory. Go away. I'm not the one paying, by the way. The city of Vancouver is. And the city of Vancouver just got all my fat money from buying this land. Don't worry, they'll be made to pay it back. Money doesn't seem that hard to make. It isn't hard to make money, but the thing is you need to make lots of money, and you need to accelerate the growth of your money better than your competitors do. So, great, I own all this land now, and I need to make sure that the government sets up their buildings in the correct places. So, I'm gonna put it there, and then do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. There's a good place. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. This is very similar to what I did before, but we're going to find out if we can make gorillions of dollars by having our Big Daddy government build nice big buildings that help even more. Do I want one on both sides of these roads? Might be useful, might not be. Guess we'll soon find out. They're set up there, and of course I want them over here as well. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Doesn't matter if I miscount. Miscounting comes to the territory. And I think we'll do it on the... Wait, why do I not own this? Ah, because I moved the people before doing what I should have done there. Right. Sell them out little wedges in the corner as well, why not? And I also want them to get little 2x2 bits to flank them for apartments. If this ends up too effective, then I might bankrupt Vancouver, but really, is that a problem? I'm not sure it is. This is largely experimental. We've done it before, but I want to see how well it works with the big guns. The big guns being the biggest, baddest civic buildings that we can squeeze out of the government. And I need to ask myself just how big those go. If you saw the last session, you saw pretty much this done with other cities as well, though. Seems good and even, but now I need a big-ass place to put down the big one. Now, where's it gonna be? Actually, maybe that's the last thing that I should be selling and putting down for, because it'll make all this other stuff much more expensive than I want it to be, won't it? Yeah, so maybe for now, what I should do is build up the commercial buildings and such. So these go in here. Now if I'd intended to keep this stuff around for a city builder thing, this would actually probably be a nice layout for what I'm doing. But I ain't being a nice guy. I'm taking this money for myself. Wish I'd saved before I did it in case I muck it up somehow. You can already see how I've mucked it up. I can give myself extra spaces around that. Alright, nope. Easily done. Sell a wee 2x2 here and here, and here and here. Do I want to do you? Nah, that's too close to be viable, I think. Da-da-da-dun. Back to you again. Let's build up the apartments. Oh damn, I didn't check how much money I had when I started this, either as Vancouver or as a private company. My mistake. I won't even be able to measure how effective this was. Well, I can go and check in the VOD, I suppose. You had about 3.2 billion as Cap King. You mean before I started buying the land? Okay, good to know. I can kind of eyeball it by seeing the increase in value in the land, but it helps to have the real numbers there. If you built apartments and office for the government, isn't it going to be more expensive when you buy it after you make some assumptions there? Perhaps you should reassess your assumptions based on my actions thus far. Don't worry, you'll see how this plays out in a couple of minutes. Alright, so now that these are built up, the land value should be pretty damn good. Yeah, a lot of it's doubled, some of it more than that. A fair chunk of it less than that, especially if it's far away from everything. Now let's see if we're going to get a bigger effect by putting down the big bads. So, what am I wanting to build as the government here? You'd think things like university and hospital would be great ones. Probably usually the biggest, the best, right? So which are the biggest civic buildings? University is pretty huge at 5x5. Hospital is surprisingly not as big as the university. Very surprised. What, is Nugget going to university, Pepper? High school is quite small. City Hall, also quite small. Really, is it all just about the universities? Nugget isn't a cat. I feel like I could do good by putting it out here. Maybe I should put it right there. And put one there and there and just see how big an effect it has. So we're going to sell a 5x5 here and here. Okay. And we should do a bit of a before and after. The area bordering this right now. Yeah, okay, well we've got 111 here. and 77 here. 111 and 77. Then we build in this big old university. Oh, 111 became 234. However, and this is a big however, the range of that effect is paltry. Looks pretty paltry. The immediate space around the university, great, but further away doesn't seem to do anything. I mean, there's straight up no increase for this square here. Maybe the roads are the issue? Nah. Surely not. I mean, if we draw a straight line out from where we're building this university, 60. Could someone type this in chat? 61, 55, 46, 37, 37, 46. That's a line of 6 away from where we're about to put this university. Thank you kindly. Gotta remember that's from there. And now we go and put down our lovely civic university. Clunk. And now from that point, it is 184, 148, 108, 67, 37, 46. So it only seems to have an effect radius of 4 tiles, just like a commercial building. Except the difference is this university has a 5x5 stamp. You've got a 3x3. What's the price difference? University costs 28 million. Hospitals cost a lot more. Yeah, I'm left wondering, maybe, just maybe, I can make even more doing hospitals. Why don't we get even cheekier? I feel like being cheeky is the right way to go here. I'm going to sell myself a 4x4 area here, and the profit markup on this 4x4 that I'm selling right now is already... it's almost doubled, not quite. Let's say we're making 66% increase. Let's count again, shall we? Please in chat. Starting from here, 127, 108, 91, 108, 139, 139. Be very useful to me, and hopefully the stream's not chugging to make that impossible. Marvin being the fastest, Battler being so slow. Right, let's see how much that improves when we build ourselves up a civic hospital. Bang. 225, 184, 140, 132, 139, 139. Again, the range is only 4, isn't it? So well, I am surprised. And I don't think they alone raise the value. They need to have another building nearby that's interacting with them to raise the value, but whoever earlier said that these big civic buildings have the huge range, I'm not convinced anymore. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I've done what I wanted to do here, and now Cap King is swooping on in and just selling this land. Should be good returns for Cap King. Someone said we started out with about 3 billion. Well, I got 2.5 right now. Let's make it easier to see what's going on here. Now I've got 3. I built up a really nice area here. It's going to feel bad to get rid of it, but it's of no use to me. 3.5 billion, still plenty to sell. Alright, 4 billion. I don't think I'm ever going to do this again, unless I'm really, really tight on money. The returns on it just aren't as great as making big swoops in the... a big swoop in the thingamajigger. God, Jake, use your words here. No, words are too hard. Making a big swoop in the stock market, that's what I'm trying to say. Curiously, how much could I buy this stuff for? It would be tempting to buy all this if the demand, if there were demand for it. But there isn't demand for it. It's going to kill me to just destroy this because it looks so nice. Yeah, it was $1 billion for free, and I liquidated out of Vancouver, and it makes back the money that I spent buying all of Vancouver's stuff. It just kind of sucks that, oh well, who needs it? Let's get rid of this. I said they have a big effect on land values, not they have a big range, Jake, although I can understand how you misinterpreted that. Yeah, but they didn't even have that big of an effect. They doubled the value, great, but so does slamming down a commercial building and an apartment. And the footprint of all three of these buildings is smaller than that university, giving me more area of land to increase the value of and sell. So... Ooh, almost missed a spot. Did I miss any other spots? Chase $2 like you chase $200. Okay, like I said, I think that's the last time I'm going to do this little trick. It feels really good to liquidate money out of a city, but one, if I stop doing that, it's going to push me to find other ways to exploit the treasury of a city. And two, it means I'm not going to keep dossing around with this. We had a way of doing things in Paradox when we did multiplayers. If you found an exploit, and this feels like a downright exploit, I'm sure the devs... I was talking about if you can do it in the game, it's surely intended. This is surely not intended. I hope they flesh out real estate. But in Paradox, if you found a trick, you could use it in the multiplayer games once. It actually worked as really good motivation to get things fixed. There was always this idea of, oh, Paradox only fix things if they're problems in multiplayer games. I can totally see where that idea comes from. Certainly, if they do become problems in that, they get fixed, because suddenly the whole team's motivated, like, damn, this thing's ruining our game, gotta get it fixed. Gotta fix fast. Maybe some city parks and similar small buildings might be more cost efficient. Possibly, but in the end, this trick works. It's just a case of adjusting it slightly until it works the best. But although I've had my fun with it, I actually don't like the trick. Too much clicking around, doesn't feel like it's in the spirit of the game. So I think we'll say this is the last time I'm going to do this. Besides, now I've learned enough about the game to make plenty of money without needing to do this, right? I'm pretty sure this would count as cheese, says Harundi. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, we're putting this trick to bed. That's not to say we won't find other tricks, but I've had my fair share of clicking around just to artificially inflate the land value. I actually wish land value was dealt with a bit more. You can buy up all this sweet land, but it's just sitting there otherwise. I suppose if you buy land during a recession, maybe you can wait for boom time to then sell it back. But then again, why not just do any other kind of investment? Plus, inflation's going to ruin the value of it. And inflation is a real thing. Inflation here right now is almost 4%. I don't know what the real world... Hold on, I'm not accidentally deleting any of my own things, am I? I hope not. It would be really, really funny if I just deleted some of my own stuff there. Funny, but I don't think I did. Anyway, Vancouver... Did I already make a little area for extra stuff in Vancouver? Yeah, I built up all of this. There shouldn't be any more demand for housing or commercial space in Vancouver for quite some time. I still control the budget though. What I should probably do is go to political parties. Is that what I want? No, I probably want to go to cities, mayors. Here we go. Auto-manage firms. Do not auto-build anything, but you can certainly adjust the civic buildings. Because I want those civic buildings actually working to improve quality of life so that more people spend more money to be in my city and my homes. Okay. Okay. How are we looking? I bet we're still like 8 billion in debt, right? Yeah, because our first bunch of bonds haven't matured yet. That could be a problem for me. It's a lot of debt to have. I think I'll pay off the... No, I need to pay off these ones as a matter of course, so I need to keep 4-point-something billion in my pocket. I was strongly considering buying up my own stock. Do we think it's going to go to the moon? Or rather, do you think we are going to go to the moon? Looking over the lifetime, we've never been higher than 4.8. It would be a big risk to buy back this stock at its enormously inflated value. Probably have to pay a couple billion for it. Is there a Moon DLC? Again, if I wanted to buy 1.7% of my company back, it would cost me $500 million. Ark from Terranigma knows an opportunity when he sees it. It will go to the moon, yeah, but how far is the moon from the Earth? Is it 4.8 $1,000 bills stacked on top of each other, or lying side by side? You know what, let's believe that we're going to go to the moon. We will initiate the buyback. Cerberus, you're not allowed my shares. Wow, Doc Spangler is really highballing the value of my own shares. Princess Elodie will give it to me nicely, but Henry of Skalitz, Lucky and Brelix are problems. Henry of Skalitz wants the huge money. He makes way too much dosh off of me. This could hurt me, but I think I'm paying more for them than when I did my stock split. Regardless, I think I'll pay his extortionate amounts. Yeah, let's get full control back. Can't put a price on full control. Well, Lucky can. Jesus, Lucky, you savage. If I believe I'm going to go to the moon, I might as well put it all in on going to the moon. I just made Brelix a very rich BR. And come to think of it, I spent, what, like 3 billion, 2.5 billion on that? Might have been a bit extreme. Still, let's believe that we'll go to the moon. Let's save, because we've done a lot of things without saving. Where are we on now? Longplay 016. It's very strange that this game only allows you... I think you're allowed 6 pages of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 saves. Weird, that. But I might be wrong. In fact, there's a good chance I'm wrong. No, I think it only listed 6 pages because I had 6 before. Alright, ignore what I said there. I might be talking rubbish. Can you buy their stocks to control and take over their companies? Oh, heavens, yes. The whole stock market thing in this game is rich and rewarding for those that want to seize it. I mean, I own all the stocks in both of my subsidiaries, but I also own... How much do I own of Medibay? The Medibay company, they're up at the moon right now. And I own $1.1 billion of their shares. I might want to consider it now as the time to start selling because, you know, look at how well they're doing. Surely they can't be going well from here. Also, I intend on getting into the OS market as well as other markets. So that's going to start cramping their style. I think it might be my time to start selling this, make some of my money back. It's done well for me. The Medibay Heat growth has been great, but let's believe that they are no longer going to be in the moon and sell it off. And if this hurts me later on, so be it. But I want to crush their market share. Painful, but here we go. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like making this money. Sell, sell, sell. I should also ask myself if anywhere else is about to go crumbling down. Shekelmaster's gone up and down, but overall... Where did I even get these Shekelmaster shares? Oh, that's right, I got a bunch of shares because I absorbed Tinner and Tinner and in Initiatech. And whilst I was only looking at their global shares, they did also have shares on a local level. One of my shares that has really not paid off is buying out most of Zunist Church. Well, about 20%, that's hardly most of it, but they haven't really done anything. I thought they're going to be a shares company, so they'll make big bucks. They haven't been making big bucks, unless they somehow have a lot of global stock that's doing well for them. If we go to corporations, and we go to the Zunist Church, who's ran by the very eccentric Zhang He of Dynasty Warriors fame, we can look at their own securities. They own no local stocks, they own not very many global stocks, like at all, and no bonds. So yeah, man, they're pretty awful. They're really awful. Maybe they'll be a very slow burn. I don't know. Let's keep an eye on that stock market again. There might be other people worth more or less liquidizing myself to be buying up. Banners Inc. don't look so good, but they're a young company. I'm not really into young companies because I think they're doomed to fail. They don't have the tech, they don't have the infrastructure, they just come in and get choked out. How is Nikki even making money? Nikki. Where's Nikki hiding at? Sell church and cut losses? No, there's not enough there for me to really rake back. I'd rather have it there in case they go to the moon somehow. I lost my train of thought because somebody mentioned Nikki. You know, it happens. Oh, right, I can just check companies which I own stock in. That's an easier way to check it out. RRG, Randy's Random Goods. No operating profit because all they do is hold stocks. They'll get profit when they sell them. Maybe that's what happened to Tinner. They sold some stocks at a big loss, made everything plummet. Stonks don't count for operating profits and losses again. Maybe they do if they sell them? I don't know. Unrealized gains. Shekel Master's on the way up, so I don't mind holding on to 3% of their company. Same with Mosmori's. I'd rather hold that in RRG. RRG is a bank, and I wouldn't mind owning that bank at some point. How about the kids? What is up with Children's Workers United of Urangu McBain fame? He does a lot of stuff, his profits come and go, but what kind of firms does he have? Factories and retail stores and R&D and a bit of internet. He owns some apartments, but he doesn't make a profit on them, probably because I've choked out the, well, they all come to me. Okay, things are looking swell. I wouldn't mind paying off my my bonds, well, my initial bonds before I get into the market. So what are my current bonds at? Financial actions, yeah, let's get these off of our everything first. They'll mature on the 19th. I won't have that money, but I will raise that money. I'll take out a loan if need be. Also, I plan on going to the moon, so let's keep a good eye on our own stock price. Which is not going to the moon just yet, but I'm sure it will. Come on, time to moon. Time to moon. Maybe having all of these liabilities is hurting my stock price as well. Oh, hang on, I put out some bonds that I actually didn't want bought up. Ah, crap, Cerberus just bought 1 million of my bonds. But who else would buy them? Cat King could buy them, I could buy them back myself. Cat King buy like much of them, so I don't need to worry about sending that money to free to somebody else. Then I don't mind a small amount going to others. So, our assets might have gone up, but it's not like we're immediately going to the moon. Let's go and do some investor relations. Need to ditch Henry at some point, he's costing me way too much money. Yeah, the amount that they start demanding is crazy. Have you played to the moon? Yeah, it's not very good. I can kind of see why it got a large following when it did. But, you know, I've played better. I've played much better. You know, there's this wave of crummy indie games that's just like, oh, everything's so sad. World is bad and nasty place, and it's just gets a bit sickening after a while. Now, what are you getting for subsidizing Henry? Henry does a very small amount of micromanaging my firms, which would be a lot better done if I just had a subsidiary to handle it. Right, play carts won't give me any money, but Randy's Random Goods, I'm just going to borrow a huge amount of money, and that will still not be enough to pay off my thing. Alright, well, FTL, I want your money as well. And that will pay off all of my outstanding bonds there. I'll just pay back a lot of this stuff. And hopefully my subsidiaries have plenty of money on them. Good, I gave Suspicious Goods 500 million, and they're not hemorrhaging all that money. They're still hemorrhaging money, but not so badly. Play carts are not doing so well in this economic downturn. They are losing money as well. Are you horribly in debt? Well, there's no other debt than horrible debt, but let's have a look. No, surprisingly enough, there's no loans. No loans on my subsidiaries. I'm the one with the $1 billion of debt. And not to mention, I've got 4 billion of bonds out there. Ah, but Cap King looked good. Cap King should be buying up the rest of my bonds. There's still 1 billion of bonds out there. Cap King, buy those up, please. That way Cerberus doesn't get on me. So all the interest that I pay on my bonds goes straight into my own insurance company. My own insurance company, who have another 3 billion, which should really be spent buying up something else. Now the question is, do I think that any of the local companies are about to go to the moon? I mean, I'm not going to the moon, and I thought I would. Hold on, did Roller Coasters newly join the market? Roller Coaster Tycoon, 1 year, run by Fester. They're into insurance. Damn, as if I didn't have enough competition on the insurance market. They might have a hard time doing anything there. Are they going to amount to anything? They have a surprisingly large net worth for as little cash as they have. Maybe they've done some good investments. I wish I... Oh, well, no, I can actually see what they own. Wait, they don't own anything. Where's their money coming from? I don't know. I don't trust them. Can you short them? I need you to elaborate on what you mean by shorting. I'm still not very good with the lingo here. I mean, I could take a little cheeky 5% share in them. I like to own local stock with Cap King and global stock with my insurance firm, though. In any case, let's go and take a cheeky 5% out on Roller Coaster. Only costs us 14 million, and if they end up going to the moon, well, big win for us. Otherwise, I'm looking for anyone around who's... Well, I don't have a lot of faith in FTL, so I'm not really wanting to go for them. The Zunis Church neither. Really, it's about the big players, isn't it? Aperture Science, Medibay Heat, and I just sold on Medibay Heat. Shekel Masters, Mosmoris. The rest of them are child's play. Nah, I'll leave them like that and go to the global market. Wait, I own Home Depot stock? I must have taken that over when I merged. I don't really want to own a small amount of Home Depot stock, so let's just sell that off. Global stock is for my insurance company to handle. Now, is there anybody weighed down that I think we should be buying into? IBM is at a big low right now. I can feel it though. The whole world is going to bounce back soon. Caterpillar look really small time right now. Well, I mean, they're pretty much in free fall, but they're bound to bounce back. How could they not? Shorting is when you borrow shares, immediately sell them in anticipation of them going down, and then when the loan is due, rebuy the shares for cheaper. Repay, keep the profit. You borrow shares and immediately sell them and think that... Yeah, but then if the share price goes up, you're screwed. You have a loan that you can't pay. That sounds very dangerous. Although it's not so dangerous if you mitigate the risk somehow. Okay, let's take out $1 billion of Caterpillar shares. Because I believe in Caterpillar. Well, I believe they're in free fall, and I believe they will turn it all around at some point. I have no idea how this works, but I don't think any of the global ones ever go bankrupt, which is a shame. It would be nice if they did. Nice touch to the game, I dare say. Who else do we think's worth playing around with here? Who's too big to fail? Microsoft, Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola's never really been lower than they are right now. I couldn't go wrong having a wee bit of Coca-Cola stocks, could we? Yeah, let's buy 1% of Coca-Cola. Excellent. I still want to go around and sell all the stuff that I have. Maybe I should... Yeah, the thing is, I'm not getting a good idea of how our stocks are right now. I could sell them and rebuy them. Like, all of them, to have a better idea of what their values are growing into or not. No, I'll wait until everything is up and then sell everything and then rebuy. I want to actually come out of this with some money. By the way, remember when we only had like 4 or 8 billion of stock? Now we got 13 billion of stock. Again, the troubling thing is that stock is tied up in my insurance company, and there's only so much I can pull out of you. In fact, the cash my insurance company has is pretty low. But it's okay, it's all investments. Okay, even though... No, let's wait until a bit of money starts coming in and keep an eye on our stock. I want to get into some software markets, though. I really want to get into some software markets. Are we going to go to the moon or what here? Come on. My profits should start be Crikey, Henry of Scallops keeps demanding my money. You know, CEOs don't demand raises off me. I should really look into offing him to a subsidiary. Oh boy, it's moon time. It is moon and a half time. Like to see my suspicious goods doing quite well. Roller coaster not doing so hot. Zunis Church continuing to disappoint. Don't know why it shows all these companies that I don't actually own stock in down here. Is it just trying to remind me of what I made on them? Or do I own like tiny, tiny bits of stock in them that I don't even realize? No, so I don't know why it shows down here. Fire Henry before you pay him an entire Earth's largest natural satellite. Jake, if you're going to scam the government again, please set agricultural zone first before you buy the land. It's much more profitable. I've been doing that. I don't plan on doing that trick anymore. It's too cheap even for me. I kind of needed to dig myself out of debt when I used it the first time around. Or maybe even the second, but I didn't need to do it then, and I feel a little bad for having... well, I don't want to keep wasting my time with it. This isn't going quite as to the moon as I had hoped. By the way, the government's doing alright. Under my careful and watchful eye. They're losing a lot of money, but that's to be expected. Hey, it's 2015. What were you doing in 2015? What was I doing in 2015? I think I was still fresh-faced fresh-faced FOB in Stockholm. Right, this isn't quite mooning as much as I want it to, but I'm sure we'll get to the moon eventually. Cap King's doing great on the money. Are you making dividends or something? How often are dividends paid? Because where did you get that extra $1 billion from? I mean, I can take it straight out of you, and don't get me wrong, I want to. And when I want to do something, I generally do it. Thanks for the money. I was a second-year architecture student. I know architecture studies going for a long time, so I'm hoping you're not still such a student. The best thing I'm seeing about the Plague Hearts is I'm not having to do cash injections in them anymore. As long as I never have to cash injection Plague Hearts, they're doing great. And that means I can keep taking 50% of their operating profits away from them in dividends. On top of that, well, they still act as a bank, although they don't lend to me because I'm too high these days. Too big to fail and all that. Yeah, Nick Brick is doing a great job. Nick Brick has no skills whatsoever. He is... Wait, whoa. I'm looking at the wrong thing, that's personality. Expertise. No skills in anything, so perfect to be our banker. It's all just luck anyway. And I'm impressed to see that Suspiciously Wealthy Goods is not hemorrhaging money. Well, not so badly. Their annual profit is still down, but they got that cash on them. I'm sure they'll do fine. If nothing else, it offloaded all of that, all the management of this stuff that I didn't want to do. Okay, I have a bit of money, and I don't need to worry about making... Wait, oh Christ, no, I'm in debt, haven't I? Why is it always debt? I didn't go to the moon, so I can't repay all this stuff by selling out my stocks. I really hoped that I was going to go to the moon, like 10,000 maybe? 10,000 would have been good. But we didn't go to the moon. Nick Brick is the blank slate of Lego-based State of Decay 2 characters. I wonder if he bugs out as well and equips screwdrivers as his backpack. Okay. Again, look, Cap King, another billion. Where do they keep getting it from? Hold on, stocks. Are stocks on the up? Goldman Sachs is on the up. Boeing is on the up. Things will probably go on the up for a wee while. Assurance Capital, yeah, well that's because I took most of the money out of the insurance place. You can have most of that money back. Hopefully it doesn't go Pete Tong for you. Exxon Mobil's going up. At least now I can... Oh my god, that Nike stock, 508%, but it's not working the way I want it to work. In fact, it's a little off-putting. Where is Nike here? Get them in alphabetical order. In fact, they're quite down right now. That number is too off-putting. I think I will just sell all that stock. And then buy back that stock. In fact, why don't we put like 2 billion into Nike? Okay. Man, our profit's going up and up. I'd say I want to pay off my debt, but I actually want to get into new debt by breaking into the software market. There's clearly a lot of money to be made there, and I want to be the one making it. The troubling thing is I need to put down stores for it, and I really don't want to manage stores. Ah, but Henry of Skalitz can manage stores. Maybe I could just do e-commerce. Who's currently into e-commerce? Is there any good overviews of that? Well, for one, I could look to see if I can buy up the tech for it, although I don't have the dosh on hand for it. But my good friend the Plague Hearts have dosh. Probably better to leave them with it. The interest rates aren't looking good right now either. He's always putting out more bonds at a much better rate than the interest offered. Nick Brick is working with his great personality. How many starting corporations are left? We haven't destroyed that many of them. Can we see years of service here? No, we can't. We can do a count though. If we ignore us and our subsidiaries, Urangu McBain's Children United have been around from the start. So Stars, led by, that's Bing, right? Bink. Hell is Bink. Caesar's Oil, run by JC Denton. Yoya, ran by Arc of Terranigma. Randy's Random Goods, run by FGs. Forgive me for not recognizing your profile there, FGs. Brickaloni is run by Art. Moss Morris's Money is run by a horrific Pokemon, that's 7. Aperture Science, run by the guy out of Aerobiz, Sunaj, that's 8. Shekel Master Orbulon. The city of Chengdu is out of cash. Hold on, I can make the city put out bonds? Oh, and if someone who isn't me buys those bonds, they're gonna go bankrupt. Oh, but they can't. The city government has already issued too much debt. It cannot settle its loans. Who is going to be screwed by having bought up 1 billion bonds? Chengdu. Wait, what do you mean I own those bonds? Oh my god! If you sell the bonds before you force them to go bankrupt, you can... Oh my goodness. Surely somebody wants these bonds. Okay, so Cap King's Insurance owns 500 million worth of bonds in Chengdu. We're going to sell them. Cap King's going to get 500 million. Oh man. Oh man, the fraud possibilities. Okay. Is that the only bonds that they've put out? That looks like the only Chengdu bonds. Now, when we declare bankruptcy, which we will, the city government of Chengdu declares bankruptcy under pressure. The Great White Bull resigns. That was our guy there. The new mayor gets an emergency fund to handle the crisis. Ah, damn. They're still there. I thought that would clear the bonds. Ah, man. I really thought bankruptcy would clear bonds. I'm very surprised. Oh well, probably best not to have Cap King own these sorts of bonds. Although he owns Lubeck bonds. They'll probably use the emergency funds to pay up the bonds. Still don't like the idea of having these low return bonds on them. I mean, I guess they make guaranteed money. Well, they're not actually that low return. Hang on. Let's do a bit of thinking here. That means that as the person who runs the cities, assuming that since the bonds don't get wiped when you go bankrupt, I could actually issue bonds at a very, very expensive rate and then buy them up using my own... Well, I mean, I could buy them up using my own anything and then make that money to funnel it out of the city. The reason I never wanted to do that was because I figured if you went bankrupt, your bonds just go away, but now that I see that they're honoured, they suddenly look like much better things to have, because the yield on... Well, the yield depends on how bad the credit rating is. Alright, why don't we try that right now? After all, we're in charge of... well, Lubeck right now. Lubeck's a bit strapped for cash. Can we go and issue new ones for Lubeck? And we can do it for a long time to get the maximum interest payment off of it. That's not a lot of bonds, but that's 12 million a year for doing practically nothing. It's just a shame that the bond rating of Lubeck is as good as it is. And look at all these going out. So big old 30-year bond. It means that that's money that I can't immediately play around with, but that's just guaranteed money flowing in. Alright, who else can I do that with? Brasilia? Chengdu can't do... Well, I was forced to resign from Chengdu, so go figure. But Vancouver can also put out 1.5 billion at 6%. That is free money. Alright. So then we go over to our good friend... the bond market. Cap King doesn't have enough money to buy up all those, but I could sell some relatively successful other companies, or even buy them up as Cap King, but I prefer to use Cap King money to be able to quickly do things. Anyway, sort it by yield. Highest yield at the bottom. Vancouver's got all these. Jing's Cap King needs to raise some money. Right, stock exchange, global, Cap King. Who do you have stocks in that are doing very well and are worth selling right now? ExxonMobil looks great. They might even be going towards the moon right now, but I need that money, so you don't even have that much stock in them. Still, need the dosh. Goldman Sachs are doing alright. And they're back on the up. I bet they're going to do very well. Damn it, the whole... Stocks are low, you want to buy. When to sell? None of these are doing particularly well. That's okay, there's nothing saying you have to buy all of these bonds. Just buy the best. So there we go, we buy up that, and that's just guaranteed money now that comes into my insurance company. A fair bit of it as well. What was the payment on these? Does it actually just tell me what the insurance rate is on it? It didn't show me there, but it would probably show me over under City, Vancouver, Bond. Yeah, so now my insurance company makes $106 million every year for zero work, and that money is backed by the government. I used to think bonds weren't so great because the rates were too low, but that's double inflation rate. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. I still think there are better ways to make use of that in the global stock market, if you can take advantage of things going up and down. It is printing money. It's still a little low, but you know, you can have that to offset the risk of doing, well, more risky things. Speaking of risky things though, I've got debt to pay off. Could I not be in debt right now? Yeah, but the interest rate I have on this debt actually looks rather nice. And if you're not using your money, then what's even the point? Screw it, repay it all. But what do you mean I can't repay it all? Why is that the most that I can put back in here? I can't seem to put more money in there. You have run out of cash. What? Oh, I was looking at the city's funds. Okay, whoops. There we go. I was actually out of cash. Damn, now I need to get that money back at a worse rate. That sounds like all the more reason to put out a bond, but the bond situation probably isn't helping my own stock price when I keep putting out bonds like that. That's not as mooning as I'd like it to be. Okay, well, my loss. I will... Actually, screw it. I'm not gonna borrow money from you. I'm going to... Ooh, that's not good. Still, you got 300 million, 400 million. Time for the Plague Hearts to give back to Daddy. Financial action, plague hearts, special dividend. Just pay out 100 million to your overlords. That's me. Thank you kindly. I was wondering why the money wasn't changing when I kept buying and selling stuff. On the stock market it wasn't changing there because it was going into the amount of money that Cap King have here, and they're looking not too shabby. It's kind of a shame that I got all this money tied up in my companies and they're not putting it to use, but it's more there so I don't need to keep being bothered by them having money issues. Maybe I have to give it another year or two before the global stock situation improves. Hey, those Apple stocks are doing pretty swell. And that's with them going down, must be because of the acquisition. My cola stocks that I put 2 billion into are already going down quite a lot. But I rebought those Nike stocks, and they're looking none too shabby. Where's Nike in all this? Helps to do it alphabetically. Screw it. Wait until all the stock market is looking good, sell it all, and then rebuy what I think is the best. For now, the big thing that I want to do is break into that software market. I've been saying that for a while. The trouble is I need a fat stack of cash with which to do it. And actually, my little friend Cap King here doesn't have a lot of money to buy up anything that I issue. In fact, they've already bought up a lot of what I issued. So my money is just going around in a circle here. Oh! Gaius Order and Caesar's Oil have become one. I really do like the fact that the AI can do takeovers like that. Where's the Gaius Order? There we go. Oh god, it's Manette! She's diversified, she does a lot of different things, but she's also a private corporation. If I wanted to acquire Manette, it would cost me $4.5 billion. Relics wouldn't be happy with that. Do they have some nice stuff that might make that worth my time? They own 1 billion bonds in Lubeck. So they got about 1.3, 1.4, 1.5 billion in bonds. Include this, let's just say they have 2 billion of securities. Otherwise, what do you even really do? You have some middlingly profitable farms and factories, and your retail stores are all going very bust. But you also have telecom and an internet company. You do e-commerce. What is your reach? You reach about 25% of people with your e-commerce. But your tech is pretty bad for e-commerce. I want to look around people that have tech for various software and internet stuff and then buy it up, but my problem is that I myself don't have tons of dosh. Hang on, why am I making 4 billion? Where the hell is this money coming from? Shouldn't be complaining, but really, where is that money coming from? Insurance net profit 3.3 billion. Excuse me? Was there dividends paid or something? Where the hell did you get that money? This is where I really need to figure things out better. Like, I got a fat lot of money. Great. Where? How? Operating profit up. Man, goddamn, why do I have to pay? How do I have to pay all these taxes? I don't want to pay these taxes. Well, for what it's worth, I don't have to pay all these taxes. I do rule Lubeck, after all. Kind of a kicker that corporations have to pay such high taxes in Lubeck. So let's get rid of that. Actually, I wonder if the tax rate you pay is based on where your headquarters is situated. I could make... wait, I'm doing Vancouver. Screw Vancouver. Screw Vancouver in every conceivable way. In fact, screw everywhere that isn't Lubeck. Lubeck's my home. Good old Lubeck. No need for these taxes. They're keeping people down. So, Where'd all that money come from? Anyone want to hazard a guess? Were dividends paid? Yeah, maybe dividends were paid on stock that's owned. And in that case, Cap King would make big bank on all the global stocks that they have. By pumping taxes that high, won't it put all the cities into a recession? Yeah, but I didn't do it for the consumers, just for the corporations. Find the lines that went up, I guess. Yeah, but I don't know where to search for it, right? I want to see exactly where this money came in from. Income statement. Something around here. Investment income, 4 billion. So great. Tell me more. Our investments made that, but how? Well, I mean, I'm taking that money, right? Taking that money and running. Can even take care of all my issues with that. That's rather nice. Must be the bonds. Couldn't it be the bonds? Bonds didn't make that much. Bonds only pay me a few hundred billion. No, it's not Aerobiz music, but Aerobiz music might be fitting for it. Is there an accountancy overview? I don't know. I think the best you'll get here is financial. So we can see the annual interest that we make on the bonds held by Cap King is almost $500 million. That's great, right? That's certainly offsetting all the losses made from people claiming on their insurance. Notice that Vancouver is one of the heaviest contributors there. But this just shows stock value, not the amount that we get from dividends on stock. Won't increasing tax hurt people you have stock in, including your subsidiary in the other city? Maybe. But I don't want to pay all this money on the amount of money that I'm making on these. Besides, if it all goes to hell, then too bad. We largely operate in Lubeck, and Lubeck is where corporation tax is non-existent. Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong place again. There we go. Okay, well, let's not question that gift horse. Let's make do with what we can with it. For one, let's not be in debt. Oh, I'm already... Oh, there we go. Let's get rid of that debt. I don't like it. As for our bonds... If I didn't have those bonds out in the market, I'd probably go to the moon a little more, but I need that money to play around with. Yeah, our own stock value is probably going to go through the roof thanks to that. That shocked me there. I thought that was my own stock having reached 16,000, but no. We're... oh, we are mooning. We are certainly mooning. Let's invest while we can and drive more interest. But if I buy tech, that's going to look like losses for me, I think. Maybe we'll just let a little more time go and see just how far to the moon we're going before I get into that tech business. There's also something to be said for transferring funds into Cap King to buy out more bonds. Guaranteed money is really nice. It's really, really nice. But I want to get in global stocks. Global's where it's at. Okay, stock exchange. Cap King, do not let me down. Let's also keep a close eye on any of our friends who are having hard times and might want to be bought up. Randy's Random Goods is having a hard time. Henry of Scallops keeps demanding all my bleeding money. At least he'll soon have a software firm to run, because I'm going to keep that under my own control. Until I don't want it under my control, in which case I'm going to tell him to leave and take it all with him. I'll manage everything else. Although maybe I want another subsidiary that handles all my internet shenanigans. More CEOs to pay, though. Randy's Random Goods is banking, right? Do I really want to do anything with your banking? Comes and goes when you make your profits. I should probably wait... Well, I probably should have bought you up during that last recession. But actually, your stock price is doing fine during the recession. Now that it's repaired, it looks a little better. I'll admit, I'm tempted to buy you out. It's only $1 billion. On top of that, Randy's Random Goods has been around since... Yeah, the start of the game, so annihilating you would be one fewer to have to deal with. Buying you out's going to cost like $1 billion, though. Oh, I already have a fair chunk of your stock, though. How much would people be selling it for? Again, double what it's worth. Maybe I should just be chipping away at you. Whilst the time is low, I'll go around and buy a bit. Your stock price will go up, and then you'll still realize that you're doing crappy, and it'll go down a bit more. So let's go and who's selling it at a more reasonable rate? You want 26? 27? 26? What about 24? Alright, fine. Give me some of that, Nitsuki. Nancy Drew, you've got too much of it. And FG's has a bunch of it. He doesn't want to sell. Go figure, he's the owner. Andromeda, too much of it. There we go. This is probably a good way to go about it. Because if I do the big buyouts, the price goes up and up. If I just go around and just snip a wee bit here and there when people's stock prices are low, it's probably going to be for the better. God, Zionist Church looks grimbo. I think I bought them at their peak. Roller Coasters is never going to do that great. I almost regret having sold my shares in Medibay, but that's how it goes. What was FTL again? FTL is another bank, but their stock price is looking grim. Alright, well again, couldn't hurt for me to just sneak on in and buy up a wee chunkier company. It's kind of like the global stocks, right? Just come in, have a nice little diverse portfolio, and that puts you in a much better position to jump on and take control when you want or need to. I forget the percentage you need to take control. Don't want to accidentally take control of any of these places. Anyone else struggling and good to buy up? Remember, Jake, if you buy up all the banks, there'll be no one left to lend you money when you need it. It would introduce new competition who would set up new banks. So I'm not worried about that. Also, if I really need money, there are always bonds, although I still prefer taking out loans and doing bonds. Also, I'm going to make a second subsidiary bank that only sells to high-level credit rating people, such as myself. I think we're AAA now. I wish there was somewhere to check. Maybe there is somewhere to check. You'd think somewhere under financial actions it would show me my credit rating. Oh, here we go. Our corporate credit rating is A. So if I set up a bank that only sells to AAA and A, then I'll be able to take loans from them. Because currently these guys only lend out to C, and it's very rare for me to step into C-class territory. It's just a simple 50%, so I should stay below 50% if I don't want to take direct control. Then again, there's nothing inherently bad with direct control, it's just control. I'm not accountable any more than I would be at 49% ownership. Okay, well that's food for thought, but I still want to keep an eye on my own stock. See if we are going to go to the moon anymore. We're back up to where we were, our historical high. Are we going to break through it though? Come on, punch through that ceiling. Break it like it's made of glass, or some similarly fragile and easy to break through material. Ceramic. Break through the ceramic roof. It's a ceiling as well, but hey. Nice to watch these values go up. Just feels good. Although having these high values here means it's bad, because I'm not investing in them. Anybody know of any other things that I could do to push up this value? Like I've increased my assets, increased my income, my profits, and doing investor relations. There's an idea that doing dividends can help, but since I'm the only person in charge, maybe that wouldn't make people care about it. I could... Hold on, whoa, did you just hit 6? Just jumped up by 1,000! What the heck? Did people just suddenly notice that I'm making buckets of ducats? Damn, it feels good to be me. Swell. Are you personally on the world billionaire list? I'm not a billionaire, sadly. My own personal wealth is paltry. In fact, my own personal wealth is 95 million. I have a good chunk of stock in the Shekel Masters, but even if I sold that at the big gain that it would be right now, then it wouldn't put me on the billionaires list. We can have a look at the billionaires list, actually. Persons... Where's the billionaire list? Top 100. 100 billionaires. Klimpy is right at the top. Jagger, Sahoa, Franco. Oh wait, no, there I am. Maybe it's counting my company wealth. Well, DDR Jacob Cap King is number 16. There's some growing before I topple Klimpin, though. Natsuki is suspiciously wealthy. So is Nancy Drew. Here we go. Pepsi Man, The Snake, Prez. So we do have some people from the city getting in on this list, which is otherwise comprised of people who donate to me on Patreon. So, well, we see their real form here. Local billionaires. Here we go. The Snake. Fittingly, we've got Stronghold music playing right now. Most influential people. I don't know what influence would be considered, but apparently I'm making the list. And again, so's the aristocrat, so maybe this list is a bit devalued. Feels nice making one of these lists. Still, how much are we going to the moon? Because I do want to go to the moon. I need to raise some more capital. Holy Christ, look at it go! And the PE is low. People think it's worth way more than that. My stock value won't stop. We're on the rocket. Right, forget Mars. We're exploring the whole galaxy. Hop aboard the Normandy and hit that relay. Come on, Cafe, this is hardly the place. God, I like that. This could be used to leverage many other companies. But more than anything, I want to make hay while the sun is shining, get into that software biz. Budget forecast for colonizing Pluto, making it a planet. Yeah, get so much influence that you can call Pluto a planet again. Why did they decide Pluto wasn't a planet? Was it based on size? Or was it composition? It became something like a dwarf planet, right? Hardly a flattering name. Starting to narrow out there. Oh, people just suddenly realized, yeah, I am so undervalued. Yes, come in, investors. Actually, this isn't investing at all, it's all speculation. Oh, we've broken 10,000 and we're still apparently way undervalued. Oh my god, it feels good. Not only that, 10 billion profit coming in each year. Doesn't feel like 10 billion coming into my bank account, but I did pay off my loan, right? Yep, loan is gone, and those bonds of mine are held by my own Cap King, who's made another billion. And that billion could be spent on more bonds held by others, or it could be used to speculate on the global stock market. The global stock market is on the up. Ooh, well, now I can see why things are looking so good for me. As that goes up, everything looks better for me, right? Okay. God, they are going to the moon, but how far are they going into the moon? Maybe I should keep a hawk eye on this, so when things start going down, that's when I sell. Because generally the way this goes, when things start going down, they don't suddenly hiccup and go back up, do they? When they go down, they tend to go down for good. Have you ever seen any downs where it's actually a gotcha moment we're really going up? No, I think when the global economy starts going down, I sell. I sell everything. Yeah, I get that, Cafe, but regardless of your intentions, I don't think this is the right place for that. Okay. It's kind of like when people come in and say, remember to stay hydrated. It kind of pisses me off a bit. It's like, I'm not an infant, right? I can control my own hydration. In fact, I don't ever recall having a problem with that even when I was an infant. I drank a ton as a kid. Still do now. Oh goodness, there's a lot of companies out there going to the moon. I am but one of many. I am standing here on the shoulders of giants. 12? This is insane! And we're still apparently very lowly valued. Okay, but this seems like something that can be made to have taken extreme advantage of. Because my value of my company is largely tied to the stock market, that means that when my own when my own value starts to go down, I sell the stock that I own, I sell my own shares, and then I then buy back my own shares when they go down, and buy back the global stock when it's down, and then we await the next rising tide. And what was it somebody said? When the tide is rising, the boats do too. Excellent. There are too many objectives to roughly the same size or larger than Pluto floating around, so instead of having a solar system of 15 planets, it was easier just to reclassify it as a dwarf planet, thus not a planet. Well, my very easy method still, what's the rest of it? Speeds up naming planets. Man, this is good. Is anybody on the way down though? No, it looks like it's chicken dinner times for all this stock. Unless your name is Randy's Random Goods. Oh, well, they're doing pretty bad. Rollercoaster's doing okay. Man, stock price going up feels good when you have those stocks. Look at my Apple shares. Look at my Duty Point shares. It is moon time. I have got 22 billion in stock just lying here waiting to be sold. The only... Lucky wants another salary increase. He must have seen the stock market news then. The stock market news for our stock. Alright, how are our subsidiaries doing in this time of gold? Well, Suspicious Goods continues to hemorrhage money, but really compared to the money I'm making, it's no big deal. The Plague Hearts are doing great. Yeah, I think I'll... Well, how are you doing in your research? Some of this is still like 10-year stuff. Well, build more R&D if you need more R&D. Now, I do want to keep a bit of a hawk eye on that stock exchange, because when these start turning south, that's going to be it for my company, but I don't want to sell before they cap out my God Goldman. Oh, jengs. And how much cash have we got lying around here? We got 2 billion in transferable cash. Feels good. Feels damn good. And it's still going. However, the PE is starting to balance out. Holy smokes, I'm feeling like some kind of South Seas shipping thing here. I think now is the time to start selling. It's been golden times for a lot of companies. It's not going to keep. This bubble's going to burst. And I will be the one to say that it's bursting very soon. Then again, no, now is the time. We're going to issue shares to the public. We're going to issue... I don't know if we want to issue as many as we can, or at the high discount that we can. See, if we put it discounted to 20%, we only raise that much and we only dilute that much. I think it's always better to put it as a low a discount as possible. Yeah. Oh man, that share dilution is tiny as well. We should issue it. And I gotta wait a few weeks before I can issue some more. Probably a month. So, this is me saying that I think the stock market is going to start crashing soon. But I'm gonna give it a month, issue more shares to raise more money, and then I'm gonna start dumping all of my stocks. No, things are flattening out a bit, but that's not saying they're going down yet. But I think the big hiccup is coming. Oh, it's boom time in every city here as well. God, man, everyone's asking for more money from me. How could they? How's that stock market looking? The local one, that is. Oh my goodness, we're still mooning. Brelix buying out those shares. Where does Brelix even get that money from? To think Capking was interested in providing good quality products at a low price. Well, once you get to a certain point, it's all about gaming the stock market, right? That's what I choose to believe. Can I issue those shares yet? Try in a few weeks. But I want to issue shares now! Is the position of CTO still vacant? My CTO is Brelix, and he keeps demanding money for it. I don't even know what good he does for me. We're still working on our tech here, but we could be working better. Actually, I'm going to be putting the hammer down on tech as soon as I'm done gaming the stock market here. I really, really think it's all about to turn around. but I want to issue one last batch of shares before it gets to that. Ah, I can do it now. Maximum amount that we can issue, minimum discount. I don't know why. Oh, that's issuing price, go figure. Great, let's raise another billion for practically no cost. And let's go to the global stock market and just start selling. It looks like everything is just going up, 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 up. But I firmly believe that's about to change. So, it would be really nice if there was a company that was doing really crappily though, so I could invest in them instead. But it looks like the good times roll on across the board. This could hurt Cap King, but if Cap King's profit goes down, my own shares go down. It means I can do a buyback pretty swiftly. So I guess it's not all that bad. So, Cap King, it's time to sell, sell, sell. We can just do this by owned. Max out the selling. Man, I should be disgusted by this. This is actually the point where I'm in uncharted territory. I mean, to be honest, all this is uncharted territory, but there's a bit of, okay, what now? I'm going to have an insurance company with a huge amount of money, but all the stock price is really high, so I wouldn't want to throw that into anything there. Maybe I could take out some relatively short-term bonds just to keep the money going until the stock price, or the stock market as a whole, starts normalizing and perhaps even crashing. And then when certain companies crash, because they don't all crash at the same time, do they? No, they don't. But when the crashes start coming, buy them up as they look like they're hitting the big crash. That's what I'll believe, at least. So all this was very, very good. Look at that, Cap King's own insurance company raking in the dosh. And yeah, I think I'll go into bonds for a wee while. This is disgusting. So filthy. I wonder how people that do this in the real world get their kicks. Okay, that's all well and good. I'm anticipating a crash now, although as long as our own stock price remains above, say, 28,000, I think I'll still want to keep issuing new shares. I anticipate it. Well, I still think the PE is really good, but if my insurance company isn't making the big money, then that's okay. They laugh at poor people. Yeah, well, you know, if I was sitting on all this wealth, I think I'd be considering the same. Now, I can make out like a bandit with 8 billion of that myself. The question is, what would I do with that 8 billion? And that's a question I think I'm going to find an answer to somehow. Yoink. So now, and this has been the difficult part, right? How do we translate all of the money that the people put into our insurance into money that we can use for the company? Because I can't just steal everyone's insurance money, but I can turn that insurance money into more insurance money, then steal it. So now we've got a lot of cards to play with when it comes to buying out other companies. Also, I can get rid of these bonds that have been hanging over me, like the Sword of Damocles. Yeah, I'd quite like to get rid of these. Then again, no, that's going to boost my share price a little higher, I think. Maybe, I assume, by not having those liabilities, we might maintain a stock price for a higher time. Hard to say. I have no idea if the game's going to consider that at all or not, but that means we should go to, where is it? All the Cap King stocks here, and Cap King can sell all of their bonds, and this is yet more money for Cap King. Yes, sell that into the public bondholders. Bondholders sounds weird, but there you go. Sell that out, and then the company itself can buy them back. Buy those back. Can I offer to buy out your ones, Cerberus? No, interestingly enough, Cerberus actually hold that over me. It's not a big deal. That's a tiny amount of bonds to have to pay back later on, at least for this stage in the game. But it still bothers me. I don't like having any bonds outstanding when I'm not in full control of the situation. Okay. It's illegal in real life. Some banks did it. The crunch came in, insolvency arrived, and devastating effect on the people. Maybe the game reflects it. Pluto's... Oh my... I shouldn't have brought up bloody Pluto, should I? Right, I got the billions. I wouldn't mind having a few more 100 millions. Couldn't hurt. Couldn't hurt me. Okay. Now, any time that my insurance company is sitting on this money, I'm not putting it to use. We're wasting away. Let's continue to look for good high yield things and buy them up. So all of Lubeck's bonds, take them all. What is this? What does this graph even show? I don't understand. The yield is fixed, right? So why would the yield go up or down? Price per bond. Why would the price of the bond go up or down? Not really sure I understand that. It puts a whole new dynamic on it though if bonds can be bought cheaper or more expensive. What would you even base a bond price on? Especially in this game where bonds don't seem to ever die. Maybe privately issued bonds die when a company goes, but well, it doesn't matter. Cap King is buying up some bonds during this time of well, this time of not plenty. Buy up all you can. Brasilia, I mean anything that's good yield. Yeah, crikey, the price of those bonds is up, up, up. Not buying FDL's bonds, no. Chengdu's bonds, not a great return on it, but I gotta invest this money somewhere. I don't think I want to invest in US Treasury notes. The yield doesn't even combat inflation. But on the other hand, if I don't invest my money somewhere, why would you ever not just buy the best yield ones here? Oh well, it doesn't change it. We're buying Lubeck's bonds. We're buying Brasilia's bonds. Yeah, I think I should buy the best yield US Treasury notes. My limited understanding being... Whoa, why do we own these less yield bonds? That's not good. My limited understanding here would be that I can still sell the bonds, right? If I buy these bonds, I can then sell them. So why not buy a huge amount of them, and then if I desperately need the money, we just sell them. Yeah, I thought buy my bonds as well, Naffle. And we're both thinking of Death Road to Canada, I know it. Okay, so this is pretty poor money actually. It's not even combating inflation. But at least we're not going to be losing quite so much money on these yields. And then when the global stock market looks better, I can buy out using Cap King. Alternatively, why don't I buy... Oh well no, my initial thought was to buy some local companies, but all local companies are doing well right now. Unless your name is RRG. Okay. Great. Cap King needs to make some decisions now. But what are those decisions? I could buy out a company straight up with this amount of dosh, but I'll probably spend my time buying up tech and establishing a whole business for that. Yeah. So then I have to ask myself, what businesses do we want to get into? Do we want to get into any more internet business? Oh, we're starting to have people wanting to advertise on our internet companies, which is rather nice. Hertz Rent-A-Car. Whoa, why am I not doing... Oh, this is a big mistake. Link media with Ask Jake and YouTube 2. And maximize that out. We need to be getting a lot more people hiring cars from us. Twatch. Similar situation. Why are you advertising on CloudTube? Advertise on Ask Jake and YouTube 2. Maximum amount spent. It's going to hurt your profits a bit, but I want to muscle in, get as much reach as we can, and besides that money just goes straight into YouTube 2 and Ask Jake, who themselves... maybe I don't like the fact that you're spending money by advertising on CloudTube now. But we need to keep you with a very high reach. That's what marketing's all about. I mean, the reach percentage is respectable, but it could certainly be better. I don't mind spending on that. Right. I think I'll just get rid of Scallots and tell him to run the whole internet businesses and software firm, but I want to set up the software firms myself. Nah, I don't know. It's quite nice to run the internet companies myself. I think I'll have Henry of Skalitz only run these. Oh, but then I'd have to micro... I'm mostly thinking, what would I have to micro? Set up subsidiaries to prevent micro. We don't have the tech quality here, but we overall have pretty good quality on this. But why don't we just, you know, put everything into that. Max that out, max that out. That's looking good. And maybe upgrade my infrastructure. I'm not sure if this increases linearly or not, but I'm trying to make Henry's job redundant, or Henry's existence redundant. He keeps demanding money from me, and I'm not the biggest fan of that. Don't let Henry change his name to Zuckerberg. No, I think I'll retain control over telecoms and internet companies, but software development is going to Henry. He deserves it, right? I want him to stop owning stock in my company and refusing to sell it to me. Telecom, okay. My firms in all cities. I should have 4 in total. Oh, he's really interested in upgrading infrastructure here for some reason, but a modest amount on increasing infrastructure in all cities should be fine. And that'll be automatically adjusted for inflation at our own headquarters. Oof, my market share in Brazil for internet is piddly. I keep losing out here, and that's not an infrastructure problem. Are they just too primitive here in Brazil to have the internet, or is there... Oh my goodness, look at all the competitors. Look at that. Aperture Science, Shekel Master, Quills and Sofas. They're all having a much better reach than I am. Right. I need to take them over one way or the other. I mean, I don't need to. They hardly make a lot of money on it. It's just control, right? I need to have that control. Other people shouldn't have it. It should all be mine. Huge fight for internet in Brazil. Okay, but not my problem, right? I'm established there. If I want to get that market share, I'm almost certainly going to have to buy out the competition. Speaking of buying out the competition, I have another particularly cruel idea for that, but that can wait for a wee bit. For now, like I said, I want to get in on software development because I believe in the market for it, even if we end up selling it to others. So actually, couldn't I just set up a subsidiary, give them tons of tech, and just tell them get to bloody work? I feel like I could. Let's do it. Let's just completely remove ourselves from the equation and get a subsidiary to produce it and just see how they do with loads of money. So, I'm going to make a save in case all this goes Pete Tong, and it could, but we have plenty of money to make mistakes with, which feels nice. No, don't do that. Save a new one. Longplay 017. Growing subsidiaries feels really good. I just need to do it in a way that doesn't keep bothering me. That's why I dumped all those millions into suspiciously wealthy goods. And again, if you've not seen the picture that this guy comes from, oh, you need to see it. I don't know who can share it in the chat, but please do. It's too funny for words. At least to me it is. Right, Jake, try and keep your head screwed on. What are you even doing here? Financial actions, it's time to set up a new subsidiary. Who's our subsidiary going to be? Who makes sense for software, right? Did Rolling Ninja actually get the right... Yeah, they did, that's the one. Actually, let's see... Why am I even doing this? Why not just bring it up on screen? This is what I'm talking about. This is the origin of suspiciously wealthy goods there. He's the guy on the right, if you can't tell. I saw this, I don't even know where, and I couldn't stop laughing. And it's probably not wrong. Certain people, like, well, maybe not lucky, but maybe lucky, tell me it's well accurate. Okay, cheers. Back to the game here. Who runs software? Software. Well, this is the company, not the person. This doesn't really matter. I'm only truly choosing the logo. I'm not on that picture at all, but... Oh, well, we could use Tinner again. Tinner and Tinner have been destroyed, haven't they? We could resurrect them like that. I know. Why don't we bring in the Win Lobby? The Win Lobby is a company that can appear, but we're grabbing them like that. You'll be not red, that's the Plague Hearts. What's a software-like colour? I feel like this game should have more colours. Get in on purple for software. Initial capital of new company. Please tell me I'm doing this in my own name. Good. When I did this before, I accidentally made a subsidiary of my subsidiary. It's nice to know that's possible, but it's not what I'm planning on doing here. Also, let's just give you 2 billion, right? That's plenty of money to build just about anything you want to do. Green is good, but suspicious goods are already green. So there you go. You need to hire a CEO. I want to give them... Where is he? Where the heck is he? Henry of Skalitz. You're gonna be the CEO for them. I'd have to terminate his employment here, but oh, I even have to give him a golden handshake. Get the hell out of here, Henry. Henry of Skalitz, you're the CEO. You offered it. He rejected. Oh, he hates me because I sacked him. Ah, that's very funny. Okay, then we need somebody who's going to be pretty good at dealing with software. What will that entail? Manufacturing, marketing, a lot of skills actually. Who's good across the board? Henry of Skalitz has become a very dangerous man. He's rich, he's angry, he's well trained, well versed in many things. I'm trying to look for anyone that's got a nice broad range of decent skills, but there's not many of them. Rocket Racer can do manufacturing R&D, and there will be a lot of R&D and manufacturing to be doing for this software, so Rocket Racer would make sense. Not a lot of very skilled people. Look at that, incredible manufacturing and R&D skills. You like photography products, which is not what I plan on having you do, but I don't think I can stop you from doing your specialty. Ryu Hiyabasa's pretty good all-rounder. Stone Cold Steve. Oh, Yuan Shao, it's hard to say no to him. There sure are a lot of characters in the game, but their skill sets aren't amazing. Well, it doesn't matter. If Nick Brick can do it with as little skill as he has, I think we're going to bring in Rombik. Kind of even looks like a good profile picture for somebody running this kind of operation. He wants about $10 million. Yeah, sure, why not? Right, I don't want you doing any of this stuff. Apparently I can't stop him doing photography products. Where's software in all this? Wait, how do I even set you up to expand software? Don't want you selling tech. I do want you to focus on backwards integration. You're not allowed to do retail. Well, actually, I don't see why you can't. You can expand R&D, not real estate, not telecom. Yes, software, that's what I need you in. Not media, not the internet, not banking or insurance. He's probably going to do some dangerous things. But I want you to be able to expand in retail. No, actually, I've got to turn that off, otherwise he's going to get some crazy ideas about producing and selling his beloved photography products, which I don't want him to do. Hey Jake, just discovered you through CapLab. Can't wait to check the backlog. You seem like a chill mate to hang with. I'm pretty sure my real meat sphere friends would contest you on that one, but I'm glad you enjoy your time here. I certainly do. I think I'll just keep this guy in a balanced setup. I want him to just get heavily into software, but I might build his infrastructure for him just to save the AI from doing bad things. Prefer from own firms. From own or parent firms, please. Yeah. But maybe you're going to prefer own or parent anyway. Nah, just go for any firm, whatever works best. If we can't do better than that, then so be it. Change is needed. I don't mind you supplying software to others. You can do training, R&D, and advertising. That's all okay. Don't issue shares. God, no. Alright, there we go. We got you, and time for me to initially set up some stuff for you. With that kind of money, how can the Win Lobby fail? I'm going to be so disappointed if you manage to fail. You're going to join us over here. I don't like the fact that there's this road in the way, so I'm actually going to get rid of that road. I can get rid of all of these roads. Give myself space to put my little headquarter buildings up here. God, I love being mayor. Unquestionable power. So, Win Lobby, get their headquarters right here. Thinking about it, do the Plague Hearts even have a headquarters? I always click here to check them out. Where's your HQ? You don't even have one. Poor Nick Brick. Now granted, he doesn't need a headquarters. He doesn't need to hire anyone for anything he does. Nick Brick's the man, the legend. Okay. You can have this for all that you want. Nick's been working from home. Can you remove roads with connecting rivals' businesses? I don't know. But I think things still operate even if you destroy the roads. We can give it a go, right? Better to discover. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that's still going to operate just fine. Might be a good way to do setup then. Just do like one long line of roads, build things next to it and da-da-da. But you can't build isolated roads. I can't just build a road here. It needs to connect to an existing road. Still, it seems like if you have full control yourself, you could set up entire cities to be perfect. I have an idea for perfection, but that'll be for another campaign. This isn't about perfection. This is about eliminating all the competition that have been around since the start of the game. And there were rather a lot of them, 15 competitors, of which we haven't shut down that many. Finding new ways to break the game never change, Jake. Can't take the QA out of me. Right, again, I want... right, tell you what I want. I want to take control of the Win Lobby, and I need to acquire technology. I need to acquire technology for software regardless of the cost. So that means you need to have your own CEO office. So there you go, you can go and pay yourself whatever. And I need you to acquire tech. And the question is what tech? And the answer is yes. I pretty much want you to get into all software software creation. Now for that, we need to see what people will offer. I highly doubt that the market leader of tech is going to sell it to us, but we can always check. So if we make an offer, yeah, there we go. Orbulon is not interested in selling it whatsoever, and I'm not surprised. Even if we offered him 100 million for it, he goes, hell no. Actually, you know, I wonder if we could offer him lots and lots of money. What if I offered him like 200 million? Nope, straight up just no. However, Children United have a competing level of tech, so if we try and lowball them, there we go, Urango McBain steps in, gets us in a chokehold, and says, you can have it for 38 million. That's a wonderfully low cost to get a competitive level of technology. I don't even know what I'm getting it, but I will certainly offer it. So we grab this. This is why I gave the Win Lobby 2 billion, so they can work on acquiring technology. And all I want them to be doing is producing software. There's a lot of software to produce. Wait, this is an engine. Is this really what I need? This is difficult because not all of this is stuff that they're going to need. Like e-commerce, they don't need e-commerce. Although it might be better if they have, an e-commerce thing set up. No, I'd like to do that myself. I think they can sell to me since I'm above them. Yeah, I'll get the e-commerce myself. So difficult. I don't actually know which of all of these they need for producing all the software out there. You'd think 2D graphics is one of them, but this is a little dangerous. I don't want to buy tech that I don't need. But that's why we go over to digital guide, software guide. Right, I need all of these, which is troublesome because I can't manually remember all of these. However, I was sent by Voomer a list of all the goods and what they require. So let me go and check that. Unfortunately, what Boomer sent me is only physical products, not software. Oh well, she couldn't have known. Or could she? Right, well, we'll have to go through this a little sadly then. I need computer OS technology. And there's only one person on that, so I doubt I can buy it. Computer but that needs a lot of stuff, and Medibay do all of that, and there's no way they're going to sell the only thing that makes them worthwhile to me. I mean, I could work on doing some computer OS stuff. I don't have the DLC, says Boomer. Tragic. It's pretty good DLC. Alright, maybe I should ignore the OS stuff. There's already an OS on the market, there's no need to compete with that. Sound composer, no, music composer and sound editor. Music composer. Would it kill this thing to be in any order? It just says music tech though. Music tech. Slow the roll there though. Oh right, it boils down here further. Right, operating system needs OS core, OS display. Oh god, there's more of these to check than I thought. Whoops. Okay, so I need music tech, audio tech, and sound editing tech. Music tech, audio tech, sound editing tech. My short-term memory is garbage. You know, actually, if somebody typed that in chat, it would be handy. Music tech, audio tech, sound editing tech. I get to this far and it's already like, it's covered in fog in my head, the words, I can't even see them. Music tech though, I know I need that. So, would DE sell it? No, they wouldn't sell it. Would you sell it for lots of money? No, okay. But audio tech and sound editing tech, this is difficult when I have competitors that are much better at it than me. Aha, here we go. DE might be the leader in this one. However, Medibay have it. And I can offer Medibay, and I'll sell, yeah, 44, that's respectable. But can I also get the other one? Music, audio, and sound editing. Where's sound editing? Sound editing tech, Medibay have the big one here, and of course they don't want to sell it. Banner have slightly better. I'm gonna lowball them for that one though. We're not in need of cash, but are you in need of lots of cash? Alright, well, we can research that ourselves. What other techs am I going to want? That's kind of a shame because that wasn't a lot of tech to be getting. Crappy antivirus tech. Well, you're already going to be taking from me the tech that I have set up, so that's okay. So we already have security tech, but we don't have encryption or internet security tech. So, encryption... There we go. Mosmori, so you... No. Go figure, the leaders are never that interested in selling what they have. Oh nice, I got that below its worth out of you. It was encryption, what was the other one? Internet security, I think. The interface for this is really awful for even knowing where you are and what you're doing with it. At least that's my take on it so far. I like the systems, just interacting with them, it's not so easy. Shekel Master wouldn't sell because they're the market leader, of course. And they don't, yeah, they're hurting for money. But Aperture is not short on cash. Look, Aperture, I want that tech. Really, really want that tech. That's a lot to research myself. How much am I willing to give them for that technology? 200,000? 200 million? Damn, I could have made you a rich man. Would Shekel Master give up for 200 million? Okay, that's going to be a little difficult for me to get into, but we have some of the tech on our side. Graphic design. I want 3D... Wow, there's a lot to be checking out here. Might be easier just to go through the things that I don't need. The acquire tech list is sorted as 2 separate alphabetical lists with all the software at the top and internet at the bottom, if that helps. Hey, that's pretty useful. That helps a lot, actually. Because then I can just go anything above auction. Yeah, word processing, for example. Let's see if Aperture Science will sell. They're making life hard for me. Wait, why does it show all the people that are at 30 now? Okay, well, let's go for it. Well, we can just top to bottom it, though. Anybody willing to sell? Shekel Master. Nope. Gius? Not in need of cash. Children? Lowball the children. They wouldn't know better. That's going to be your Angu Big Bane again. Yeah, I'll take it. I'm probably going to want this tech leg up at some point, so might as well get it now to try to be competitive. What we spit out, our low quality garbage. think it's time for hostile takeover of the we don't need cash crowd. I'll teach them the need for cash, won't I? Right, Gius. Yeah, it's actually a bit troubling for me, the people that don't need cash, but that's okay. Again, this could do with being listed in some kind of order, but as long as we get something relatively competitive. Medibay? 51 mil, that's a bit much. Gius? Oh yeah, Gius don't need money, I should remember that. DE? Not interested. Gotta be careful, you can click through windows to look at what's below it. Actually, would make it easier for me if I were to have it over here. So it's gonna, oh well, no, it brings me over here. Fair enough. Right, I guess I will do Medibay, but I'm gonna lowball them. Nah, well, I'll take it. What other technology do you have going for me? So 3D modeling, I doubt Shekel will sell. Oh well, I'm surprised they will. They realize they're not top dog. Animation engine from Gius. Medibay then? Not even for lots of money, Medibay? A shame. I wonder, since this money gets reported as profit, I could probably take out shares in people that I sell, that I buy technology from for lots of money. Antivirus from Cap King. Well, you might as well. Wait, Cap King, my own overlord, is demanding big bucks for that. Probably better they have that though, so yeah. Keep you up to date with our own one. I just don't understand why tech isn't shared between 100% controlled subsidiaries. Gius. Still don't need money. Medibay, not interested. It's a bit big to try to go into all of these, I imagine, which is probably why this is such a clunky way of doing it. But I reckon we have the power to go in for these. Okay, that wasn't a great update for us, but it's ours now. CAD engine, DE, give. Not interested in cash. Why would they not be interested in cash? Hotkeys would also really help out here. Yeah, Medibay's not going to give up any of their OS stuff. I might actually put you on OS researching duty just to try and get you in on this. Database tech, Medibay. Yeah, I'll take your database tech. Diagnostic tech, nope. Encryption, we got. File compression. They don't want to sell, and they also don't want to sell. Internet security, come on. Oh, I think we went through internet security. Nobody was after that. Music tech, not happening. Office features, plenty of competition on this one. Sure enough, if I wanted this tech, I could just buy them out since they're private firms, but that would eat into all the money that I'm planning on pouring into this subsidiary. Medibay? Yeah, there we go. That's a good tech boost up to get. Photo editing from children. Try and lowball the kids. That was photo editing. We're getting there. Oh my god, PowerPoint presentations. Here you go, Gius. No. Medibay? Also no. Security tech, we only have 30. I want a lot more than that. Mos Moris, you claim to have money, but would you like a bit more? There we go. We've chewed through about a quarter of the money that I poured into our subsidiary, the Win Lobby. Your CEO is set to acquire tech. Maybe he could do all this on his own. Would I trust him to do it on his own, though? I'm not entirely sure. I am not sure I would trust him to do it on his own. No, Medibay's not going to sell that to us, no. So just get the cheap one from Banner, very cheaply. Wow, they don't want to sell at all. You know, I should investigate if the AI would do this on their own. But I'd rather know that I'd rather they have the tech and the infrastructure from the very start rather than waiting for them to slowly build up buildings and slowly gather the tech. It is a trust thing, right? Trusting computers. difficult to do after Mass Effect. There we go. I gotta say, old engineer. He's a shrewd guy. They weren't willing to sell. Not many left to do then. Video editing tech. I'd like Gias's, but there's no way they would sell that to competitors. Aperture science? Nope. Moss Morris's money. I'm inflating these guys' wallets way too much. Tell you what, I'll leave it at that, shall I? Now, Lubeck is still our pride and joy places, so I'm going to build up a lot of infrastructure for this guy to use. God knows how he's going to use it, but I want to make sure that you have plenty of these tech R&D centers set up. I'll just slam them over here, no need to worry about it, probably. Oh, also, since I own the town, I can just destroy all these roads. This game is so weird with where it chooses to give you hotkeys. Like a hotkey for switching between these two actions. There's a lot of places where you'll find some very strange hotkey goings-ons. I'm in the wrong thing, no wonder. Or these tech R&D centers. I'll give him 8 and see what he does with them, although I already regret not having set them up for tech R&D. Nah, I should let him do what he wants with that. But on top of that, he needs to have some software companies to actually produce that software. Location is not next to a road. There's a road right here, game. Still, there's your software stuff. Go and deal with that. Okay, we'll leave him to his own devices for a bit and see how he performs. We'll switch back to Cap King, and I wanted to set up my own e-commerce firm. God knows if that's going to work very well for me, but I'll do it anyway. Internet company, down you go. Now I don't have Henry of Skalitz to manage this stuff for me anymore, but all the better, I say. Yeah, I fired Henry of Skalitz and I didn't even re-employ him. He's not my best friend anymore. E-commerce. It's the only kind of e-commerce around. Yep, so give it to me. Now, do I even have the tech for doing this? No, I don't, do I? No, because it would tell me that... Oh, no, there we go. I suddenly do. Good for me. Since I don't have good tech, I'm going to have to put this into feature quality. And we're going to have to market hard. And I don't even know if this is going to make me any real money, but at least the option will be there. I'm starting to think that you need the e-commerce for the people that produce the goods. Your subsidiary is out of cash. Well, you know what to do when you're out of cash, my friend. Borrow and borrow hard. Ooh, you're A rank now. There you go. Insurance capital. Okay, yeah, the insurance company. I did plunder their coffers, so there you go. Yeah, maybe I need to hand this over to my subsidiary. I'm not sure if your own underlings sell via e-commerce, and it doesn't look like I can click on them to choose to make them go e-commerce. You can only sell stuff in your warehouse or factories in e-commerce, so not your subsidiaries. That's a bit of a shame. Oh well, I can't even hand this firm over to my subsidiary. That's a damn shame. Alright, well, forget that then. Let's go to... Maybe we should go to both of them and set them up with e-commerce. But the Win Lobby first and foremost. Oh yeah, I should also set this over to the Win Lobby. Wait, I can't... Why can I not just give this over to them? There should be a transfer firm option. Here we go, transfer firm for producing... Ah, but this is just factory. You cannot transfer this factory, it's making packaged software. A factory can only make packaged version of software that is developed by the same corporation. Okay, but I cannot transfer... Probably because this is using tech that I have and they do not. Although I thought I gave them that. Huh. do not know what to make of that. Alright, well tell you what, you're no longer automatically doing more of these. Once you produce the next version of it, I'm going to shut this operation down and create it for my subsidiary. But that's a damn shame. Look at the skill level of these guys. Look at the loyalty. Why can't I just hand this over? I definitely don't want to let go of this. Maybe I could just keep it for myself, right? I will make my own crappy automatically updated antivirus stuff, and we continue to work on the tech here. Poorly. Really very poorly. What's the competition on antiviral tech these days? McTaffy is actually tech level 328, but the Aperture is making much better stuff. How are we on the... Oh, we have way too much being produced and not enough being sold here, huh? Oh, I wish I hadn't got rid of my e-commerce then. I could have done it via e-commerce. Strange. I suppose what I could do is I could have a warehouse that brings in the goods from my subsidiaries and then sell it via my own e-commerce thing. Yeah, that makes sense. For now, I'll just have it advertised that it's out there. So I regret having torn it down. That's costing me millions, but hey, that's how it goes sometimes. Alright. Oh, damn it, I did it for my company, didn't I? Can I transfer this firm? Of course I can't. Then again, it probably would be good for them to have that. Now I wish I hadn't torn it down, don't I? If they're going to have e-commerce, I want it done up here so I can keep a close eye on it. Keep building and tearing down the same things, it's starting to feel bad. Okay, here you go. Here's your e-commerce. Use it as you want. But, you're going to spend gorillions on marketing it. And it might seem weird for me to buy in the goods only to sell them myself as well, but I want to have a good e-commerce setup as well. So there you go. I will set myself back to myself. I'm still doing all this tech, haven't I? Image search, but that's good. This tech is good for my internet stuff, so I do want this fully operational. And they seem to be doing a good enough job on the tech. And I should be doing some e-commerce tech for myself as well. Alright, one more time then. Build up my own e-commerce thing. Market it using my own marketing. At least that way the money cycles to myself. And I don't really have anything to sell here. Like, at all. Can't even enable e-commerce on these. Really? Oh, probably because it's not up yet. Oh, anybody got a good name for our website that sells stuff then? Let's get that done on e-commerce. E-commerce. The advertising for this is pretty... Hold on, is this... Oh my god, it's on traditional media. No, 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 no. Link it with our own stuff. Our best reaching own stuff. Here we go. Set that budget to sky high. That's a great one. Truly great one. The Cotton Path. Okay. Well, hopefully those suspiciously wealthy goods are doing alright. I mean, they're not making as many losses as I thought they would, so maybe they'll turn it all around somehow. At least they have decent net worth. Oh, crikey, you know what I've not been paying attention to? The stock market. The whole thing I've been making my money off of. We're still up at moon levels right now, so I need to sell out hard. Financial action, issue new shares to the public. No discount, as many as we can. Out it goes. Show me the dosh. How about the... Well, first of all, how's everyone doing? Everyone's doing pretty good, but I think we're topping out now. Which means I could sell some of the stuff that I bought up at a good amount, like Randy's Random Goods, but not the Zunis Church, but I'm interested in the global market. Oh, look at that. I think we sold at a great time. It's all about to come tumbling down. Wonderful. Just wonderful. And there's Cat King. Don't own anything. Sold it all out. Hopefully still making decent dosh. Okay, what if the boom never ends? Meanwhile, in 2007... So, I gave the Win Lobby all these R&D things. They don't appear to be using them whatsoever. What's he even going to do? If we look at the Win Lobby and his firms, right? He's got the stuff, but he's not doing anything. Come on, man. Gave you all that stuff. Do something. I'm gonna be really sad if he just ends up selling a bunch of the stuff that I gave him there. Suspiciously Wealthy Goods closes down its R&D. Oh. Why do this to me? I'm not sure I trust these subsidiaries as much. Don't ask him to do something, he'll request a pay rise. Well, he got a finance department, he got an HR department, which doesn't appear to be making people train with. I hope I make everybody train. I believe training is of vital importance. Oh, that's advertising. It's HR for that. COO. Nobody's COOing for me. That's fine. Training level. Kabang. Isn't there a way to do a sudden, big, risky bit of research? I thought there was, but I don't know where it is. The001.com. So he's got his e-commerce set up. He doesn't sell anything. I didn't really do much setting up for my one though, did I? Yeah, we're not doing any new features. There we go. But I need to research better e-commerce stuff. Who would build a golf course here? R&D center. I want more e-commerce tech, so I'm going to get these, set it up for... There we go. Tech R&D. Wow, there are not a lot of people to hire for this, sadly. And they're not that great. We could find them in other cities, although we don't get a good idea of where they are. Well, it doesn't matter. We need jobs done. And I'll set you on... 5 years is a long time to wait. 3 years, not so much, so get on that. And you do a similar thing for e-commerce core. There you go. Yeah, it's a pathetic lack of people. Where can I headhunt anyway? There aren't a lot of them. Far fewer than I thought. Offer 98% salary plus a sign-up bonus of 1 year's salary. It's a tiny amount to offer. But are they going to take it? This is doing e-commerce core, right? E-commerce core. Okay, looks like they took it. Good. And then this is for e-commerce UI. There's a lot of really clunky UI related things in the Digital Age DLC. I like the content, but UI wise it needs a pass. Doesn't look like Rhombic is doing any R&D. Am I meant to set that up for you? I want you to... Okay, well look at that, look at that. He's working on the software. Ah, right. He does the tech research here. Maybe he shouldn't even have these. Alright, you know what? The AI knows what it's doing. We'll just get rid of these. Setting up R&D centers isn't very expensive. The land probably cost more than building these. I could take them over for myself, but I won't. These are paltry costs in the grand scheme of things, at least for our company. There we go. And if that passed a bit of time, let's keep an eye on our stock situation. Very important to keep an eye on the stock. Right, like I said, it's going down, and it's going to go way down. This is the last time that I think I want to do an issue new shares, and I can't. I gotta wait a while. The game is not kind enough to tell you how long you have to wait. It just says come back in a few weeks. It's quite impressive they shoehorned all this extra stuff into the original engine, though. Yeah, I mean, if this was a mod, I'd be... I mean, it is, isn't it? It's a mod of Capitalism 2. I actually wonder how it worked with them acquiring the rights to be able to produce Capitalism Lab. Or is that one of those things you shouldn't look too deeply into? Right, come on, that stock price... Oh, right, of course, stock price isn't going to tumble when I keep investing in my investors. Let's drop that, and like I said, I want to do one last bit of... There we go. Maximum amount going out, very little share dilution. Cap King issues 21,000 shares at a ridiculous price. How much money did it raise, though? Didn't even say what it rose. Still, though, 6.8 billion in the bank. Cap King themselves enjoying a fat stack of cash. I strongly need to consider if I want to buy out any competition here. Holy moly, the market cap on Aperture Science is ridiculous. That needs to simmer down. A lot of companies need to simmer down right now. Having money but everything being expensive is its own problem. Which is why I need to be investing right now. But what else should I be building up? What else do I want to build up as myself? Well, as my own company. Building up my e-commerce which sells... Oh look, it sells McTaffy. I can sell a small amount of my incredibly crappy antiviral software. Private police force, oh I wish. I do wish. Right, yeah, I actually need to strongly consider what we're doing with ourselves right now. We have the money, but that can be the scariest moment, right? Where do we go with this money? Yes, I remember now. It's one thing to do well yourself, but it's another thing entirely to starve your opposition. We are going to sit on every bit of naturally produced goods and just deny the others all access to it. Their mines will eventually dry up, mine will not be running, and then when something new appears on the map, we'll just thwap ourselves down right on it. So, natural resources, mine, aluminium, sure. Coal mine, sure. Oh for oil. Oil is right here. Natural resource firm, oil well. Expensive, and in fact very expensive. Especially during a boom time when the land is so much, but I don't intend on actually using these resources. I just intend on denying my competition. Now they can still get resources from the seaport, but that is limited. They'll be fighting over it once their own stuff runs dry. So we need to keep a hawk eye for when new resources appear, because new resources will randomly appear on the map. So where was I? Natural resources. Mine out that gold. Now since I'm not actually doing mining operations, I'm hoping that this won't cost me much. You know, in terms of upkeep for these. It should say, shouldn't it? Natural resource, monthly. Yeah, the monthly costs are plenty low enough. So let's just go around and make sure that no one else gets access to these. You know, we haven't been a good person so far. Why change that now? Natural resources, mine. Might be easier if I choose the operation first and then slam all of them down. I for iron ore. My ore now. V for silver. Get me scallops set up. My revenge against Henry. Holy smokes, Aperture Science is turning this into a hell of a place for manufacturing goods. What's he making? Apparel? Yeah, see, the AI is doing a much better job than me at creating goods. I let that fall apart out of me after 1994 to pursue other interests. A little bit of me wishes I'd stayed on the production and the retail side, because I'm sure I could have made plenty money on that alone. But we got sidetracked by the bank, and we had to keep spending on the bank. Oh, it was a painful time. Okay. Now they have stuff like this logging camp, but they will run out. 6%, does that tell me that you only have 6% left of the stuff? Reserve is 30,000 tons. I don't know what a normal reserve of timber would be. 28,000 tons, 30,000 tons, 6%. Let's go find somewhere with untapped timber and see what an amount would be. 55,000 tons, so it might be a while before they run out, but I'm getting on it before they can, so... RGO operation logging. I should do all of it everywhere so I'm not faffing around so much with that. It's iron ore, look for T for timber. No, 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 and no. And then another natural resource firm for mining. This is just being cruel, right? There's no reason I'd be doing this other than to completely screw over my competition. Now I could actually mine it out, keep it, and sell it. But I could sell it at such a high rate that the AI can't really afford it. But really, that's still giving the AI something to play with. I want to deny the AI all of these resources. We'll see if this works out. It's experimental. I haven't really done any raw good operations at all. I'll come back for that oil when I switch over. M for chemical minerals. C for coal. I for iron. This is just maximum trolling on the AI. I hope it works. There's a good chance that it won't, especially if the seaports can provide more than I expected. There'd be some knock-on effects from doing this, I imagine. The cities are, if I do starve the AI, the cities are going to be denied goods that they kind of need to flourish and grow. But it's one of those should I really care kind of moments. This is costing me many more billions than I expected. Which is to say any amount of billions, but at least I'm almost done with it. Gold is there, oil, I can get the oil later, C for coal. Yeah, of all the things to invest my money in, I invest it in screwing over the AI. What a way to do it. Oops, came away from that too early. Aluminium, pretty please, and I think it's just oil left. It is. Yeah, recession is good for me. I want all the stock prices down. I want to buy up all the stocks of everybody else as much as I can. Well, if they're going low and if they're otherwise successful companies. Which, in a way, would make it bad if I starved them out and they became unsuccessful, but it's just a contingency plan. Can't blame a businessman for trying. It's just business, right? Okay, so there we go. All the goods that are available belong to me now. I really need to be told when other things appear. Is there even an option for that? Usually, I think you get a notification, but I've been ignoring it so far because why would I care? You've clicked sufficiently to say, once all resources are tapped, the game spawns new resources, with an increasing price premium on it for existing holders of that resource to stop this from happening. Oh right, with increasing price. Well... Oh, hang on, look at that. Yeah, there we go. Aluminium deposits discovered near Chengdu. Oh, I see. You were waiting to tell me this later. So does this mean that these are just going to keep on popping up then? Wow, look at that land cost. It's unreal. Is it going to bring up more of them then? Because this strategy is completely moot if the game keeps spawning new resources for the AI to take. Gold deposits in Vancouver. Yeah, okay, my grand plan isn't gonna work here. In fact, I just burned billions on nothing then. Thanks, Pandy, for not telling me there. I don't think I'll roll with that punch, though. Where did I last have a save? December 25th. What did I set up at that point? This, I think, was before I set up the subsidiary, so I don't want that one. Let's come into here. Yeah, this is just before I think I stamped all of those down. That was nasty, Pandy. Best way to learn. Did you try it yourself? How did you know about it? I thought it sounded like a pretty good way to go about it. I didn't know the game generated them that way, though. Maybe there's a point where it would stop doing it. Alright, well, never mind doing that then. Is there anything that I didn't do between these saves? Something to do with the stock market, perhaps? Oh yeah, my price is still at the moon, though, so I need to go and issue my shares again. Issue new shares. Come on, game. There we go. Very little discount. People were gaming the AI and resources were running out on longer playthroughs. I read it on the website. They did that. Okay, so this was a change made to stop this from happening. That would explain why the land cost went up so high, though. Can't believe you held out to me, Pandy. This is a weekly one-shot. But it just goes to show people here are monsters. Alright, then what do I do with this dosh? I should just hold it to buy out companies when the inevitable crash comes. I don't see... Unless there's another industry that I want to come roaring into myself, but I've got the suspiciously wealthy goods to be taking care of retail, even though they appear to be doing a terrible job of it. They haven't made profit at all, I don't think. And I've set them up with very high quality goods. Maybe the AI just isn't good at setting up stores. If we look at it, Aperture is doing terribly with it. They've just slammed down loads of unprofitable stores everywhere. In fact, it's only really... I mean, look at that. Electronic store, 4 of them next to each other. All held by Aperture. 2 of them not making money. 1 of them occasionally making money. And 1 of them is here, there, and everywhere. Selling goods that... I think that's all stuff that they make, though, isn't it? No, I don't care about software. I was caring about things like the fridge. Good God, that's a lot of shops. But it's not really making much money, is it? Does the AI use the multiple floors? Yeah, you can tell. You can tell by the sheer number of goods that they have sold here. Yeah, maybe putting my shops in the AI's hands was not the best idea. Maybe it's better to set up the shops manually and keep a COO to manage prices and that, but not a subsidiary. So, with that in mind, I'm not actually sure that suspiciously wealthy goods is ever going to make money. Lesson learned for next time. Manage shops yourself. Maybe there's a way to make it better, but from what I can see, the AI is pretty terrible at retail. I mean, even a place like this selling goods for really good prices, how's this place not making a profit? Actually, really, how's this place not making that much? Well, I guess a lot of the profit comes in from the manufacturing thing. AI doesn't do sell at price, does it? So if we check... hold it. Geas just went public. Music kicks in for that. Tell me more about yourself, Geese. It's Minette. They have a diversified company, which, thinking about it, I'm surprised they were ever truly private. Stock price seems alright. Net worth is pretty high. I reckon that stock price is really undervalued. She came in during... Only one place is in recession. Do we jump on you or not? Quite a lot there for the public. Minette herself only retained 28%. Yoya immediately running in there. Do we think Geas is going to go to the moon? I really think they do, given that they're... given the value of the Geas Corporation. Annual revenue of 1.4 billion. Compare that to something else that has about 1.4 billion. Well, annual revenue of Shekel Master is 1.5 billion. And the stock prospects for them are amazing. I think it is buying time despite the high PE. But who should buy them? Well, I got plenty of stock to be pouring into them myself. I think I'll just buy out as much as I can. So Cap King getting in on that. It's a risky proposition, but they go public. I buy that public, especially since I don't have to haggle with buying it from the public shareholders. It's always nice. After that, I have to haggle. Minette herself is not going to sell her own stock in her own company. Nancy Drew immediately wants to sell it for way too much. I have to believe these people are going to go to the moon, though. So yeah, I will buy that out. Thanks, Drew. No, this is immediately me sinking that money that I've made for myself, but like I said, I think these people are going to the moon. The snake wants crazy money for it as well. They have tech you want and need, then all the more reason to absorb them, right? What do you mean I don't have enough cash? I should have plenty of cash. Cap King's own stock going down, not unexpected. What was the story with Gius, though? There was a lot of times that I wanted to buy their tech and just couldn't, wasn't there? In tech... No, there's a different kind of tech, isn't there? Is there a way to just show... Is there a way to just show digital tech? Well, it doesn't matter, I can see they got that diagnostic software tech right there. Still, wouldn't mind getting more control over Gius here. Their profit isn't that great, but it's still profit I'd rather have than let them have. But I feel like if I waste this opportunity now, they're going to go to the moon without me. I should be buying up everything I can off of the snake. But he's got billions worth of the company. Do I go heavy? Do I go really heavy? And buy them out? Well, buy as much as I can out. It would cost a hell of a lot to take them over, as opposed to just buying and selling their stock from them. But it's only going to be more expensive later. I barely have any bonds out. I could certainly be issuing new bonds. Bonds which could be bought up by my own baby company. Well, some of them could. Yeah, I think I'll go pretty heavy on the bonds and buy out what I can out of them. Big risk. Very big risk. Let's go to the snake and start buying up that stock despite the high costs. Demanding increasingly large amounts of money off of me. God, that's a lot. That is a hell of a lot of cost here. These guys are going to the moon. Even though I don't particularly want them to be going to the moon right now. I could wait for it to normalize a bit after I've pumped this much into them. That could come and bite me in the rear end if they end up performing really well in the stock market overall, though. Tell you what, let's clear Joja off the list if nothing else. They want ridiculous sums of money for a tiny portion of the company. Alright, forget it. We'll let it simmer down a bit. I already own quite a lot of the company like this. And we can go back to the bond market with Cap King and buy up my own bonds that I put out there. So you go and buy all of that. And you go and sell a bunch of your lower yield ones that you have. Can I see the amount that I paid for them, by the way? How can I tell if they've become more or less valuable? Don't know how much I paid for them. I mean, the value's gone this way, that way, forwards and backwards. Don't need to sell that much of it though, surely. Just sell like 6 billion worth of those bonds. And then go and buy up my own bonds. Not to mention, once those bonds mature, we get the dosh back for them, don't we? Yeah. Alright, swell. Thanks, Cap King. I'm so lucky to have somebody around to dump all this money for me. So, let's hope that that performs well enough. Oh, but what if they go to the moon? There's nothing saying that that's going to stabilize at any time that's particularly good for me. If they just keep going up and up, it gets worse. Thanks, Cap King from Cap King. It's difficult to know when to keep buying and when to keep selling. I could buy like 75 and then wait on the merger, but the price that people are demanding per share is getting outrageous. But it might only get more outrageous. There we go. Tell you what, Minette, it's mine now. Now, since I have control over them, doesn't that mean that I could, say, make them sell their technology to me? Or to anybody else, for that matter? So if I wanted the Win Lobby to acquire technology, what do they have? Crappy technology. If you wanted that from Gius... Ah, damn, Minette's still the CEO and makes those decisions. I think I need to merge before I can freely make those kinds of decisions for tech. Dang. Oh well. Let's see how it simmers down then. It's not like I'm going to lose the amount that I hold in them. Although, that's several billion that I have to worry about in 5 years. It's going to cut into my bottom line as well. It's okay though, I'm sure it'll be fine. Gius, I need you to cool off big time. That, yeah, look, it's grossly overvalued. It'll come back down and I can buy the rest off a snake. City of Lubeck is out of cash. Well, Lubeck, you can always issue some more bonds, right? No, you're out of bonds. Do I want to do anything more with Lubeck? Do I want to do anything more as the mayor of Lubeck before all's said and done? Not sure. Declare bankruptcy? A city? Yeah, Lubeck can and will. Oh, that's right, Lubeck hasn't had taxes at all. That means I'm going to have to start paying my disgusting amounts of, taxes again. It's been nice not having to pay profit tax at all. Last year it was a bit heavy. Having none at all is rather nice. Oh well. Bankruptcy, off we trot. Mayor Pain Elemental resigns, and they get an emergency fund. Good for them. Now I don't need to worry about this place. The other cities are doing pretty damn well on the money, probably because I hiked up all the costs. I wonder if that cuts into the profit that I make off of my all of my real estate. Policies for the other ones. Oh, yeah. Oh Christ! I didn't realize I maxed out consumer tax rate. Not really what I intended to do. All right, let's make it a bit more sensible for the others. I don't want the AI to just inherit all that sweet money. Keep it sensible. In fact, I can even just tell you to... Oh, I don't even tell you to auto-manage rates. I lost Chengdu and I lost Lubeck. Mos Maurice is in charge of Lubeck. El Coro's in charge of Chengdu. Not a problem though. I already took advantage of them and bought up all the lovely, cheap real estate off of the government. Wasn't that cheap, but I still bought it. Lucky wants more money. Yeah, Lucky's a starving artist. He can have it. Want to make sure that there's no demand for houses or... Ooh, Chengdu actually has a demand for business space. Glad that I noticed that. I should go over and immediately fulfill some of it. It's a little tiring to do so, so I'm going to stop doing the putting down, the buying out of land, I mean. Let's have some different ones. There's no need to constantly use the Big Bertha. Let's put down those, for example. Nice to have it over in my rich neighborhood. So there we go, places for people to go and work. And there we go, jumps that up, saturates it. Does that mean a lot of people moved in lately? Doesn't seem like it. In fact, there's been more emigration than immigration, probably because of the bad situation I've left these cities in, but overall it's far higher than it was when it started out. They're doing fine. Jake, could it be worth buying some land in when a city goes bankrupt? After they get the bailout, you can sell it back. Instantly bankrupt them again. Yes, yes it is. Well, it's certainly an idea. But then buying the land would take them out of bankruptcy. I don't know, seems risky. Well, no, it doesn't seem risky. Seems like a way to force another election, which could put me straight back in charge, because there's only a few candidates. Alright, feels good making billions, feels good having billions, but where do we go from here? Not sure I have the answer to that, actually. I still need to make many more billions if I'm ever going to take over... I can't believe Geese is there. Hold on, did Geese have stocks themselves? And also, Geese has cooled off big time. I think it's time to come in and swoop the rest off of Snake. And then, as long as Minette holds more than 25%, I can't execute a merger. But my question is, did Geese have many stocks? We can look at that, though. Geese have 1.1 billion of stocks, which I could fold them in and take from them. What about on the... Ah, damn, they have nothing on the global market. On the global stock market. Still thinking I might just want to execute it and drag in Geese kicking and screaming. They make good turnover, and that'd be my turnover. The trouble is, I take all their firms and it might be a little messy to deal with. I bet they didn't expect this horrible treatment when they went in with the IPO, did they? Corporation, Geese, show me your firms. They're making decent money on the factories, less so in the retail stores. Maybe I could just hand all the retail stores over to... Or maybe I could just hand everything over to suspicious goods. But then they'd have to focus on everything. But they'd get the R&D, wouldn't they? No, I'd get the R&D. But that means I could give the stocks over to suspicious goods and then fold them into them, and then suspicious goods gets the tech. That might be a better idea. Doubt I could just give them my stocks, though. What amount of control do you need to issue new stocks? You could dilute them below 25% if you only need 50. You merging them into suspicious... It's an idea, a way to get that... but then they get that internet company and telecom and stuff. Alternatively, I just let suspiciously buy the tech off of me, and I just transfer all the retail stores, factories, R&D, just all of that over to suspiciously. Hopefully they can manage it well. Well, suspiciously gets the stuff here, and the Win Lobby gets the software companies. Alright, that might be an idea. Good point, though. I think only the CEO gets the choice on what they do with the stocks and that. Geese... Oh ho! Geese can off... Wait, I could issue new shares to the public? Couldn't I just buy those up myself? Issue new shares to parent company? Wait, what? These seem like very horrible things I could do to Geese now that I have control of them. Issue new shares to parent company at a premium. The bigger the premium, the more I can dilute them. Hold on, I need to understand what's going on here. So I pay a premium to buy a certain percentage of the stock, diluting what exists. At least this wouldn't have the massive markup of buying it from others. Ooh, I should have done this to save my money on other takeovers. Costs a fortune for small dilution. It does. But then why don't I just issue new shares to the public? Why don't I purposefully tank... Oh, I can't issue bonds. I can set their dividend, though. Stock split, I don't think would help anybody. Yeah, I could issue the shares to the public at a hefty discount. Again, though, it doesn't dilute the stock that much. But it would be a way to stop Minette from having as much control as she does. But aren't these immediately bought up by others? I don't know, let's see. Stock exchange for Geas. Public shareholders have some there. Well, I'm immediately taking care of those. So there's nothing in the public shareholders. We're going to see if we can issue 970,000. Wait, I want a big discount. Oh wait, I can buy them cheaper. 1.4 million. That's going to raise capital for them, I guess, not for me. Not that it really raises much. And then we go back to the stock exchange. Yeah, it's all there for me to buy up. Okay, so this is actually the best way to gobble up a company once I have more than 50% of it. Create these shares, which granted lowers my percentage, but I get it all, so it actually increases my percentage overall. And I get these at a discount. It's like buying theirs for a discount, I think. Could be well wrong on that, though. Could be well wrong. Wonder if Snake's willing to give his up at a more reasonable rate. Oh, a much more reasonable rate. Still costs me like $1 billion, though. Cheaper, but a lot slower. I can see that. This is extremely expensive, taking over a new company. Not the world's biggest fan of how expensive it is. How much does Minette charge? She just doesn't want to. Little worried at how much in debt I am to having put out all those bonds, though. I mean, that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 billion bond debt. Banks would lend me plenty of dosh, but it's not like I have many other securities to make my dosh off of, do I? Most of what I hold there is in Geas. And on the global market, I don't really own anything. And I doubt I can make a generous withdrawal from my own. No, I can take out 2 billion from you. Should we just go for it? Take him over? That's going to be way expensive, though. I need 75%, which means I need to buy out 4 times on Geas. And again, what's Minette looking for? She just doesn't want to. And again, if I offer her more, she does not want to let go of the company. Makes sense, it's her company, but 734 per share. I'd have to spend 3 billion just to get 5% of the company. No way is your company worth that. Snake, by comparison, looks almost reasonable. There we go, I can almost merge Geas. This has proven to be very expensive. Good thing I make plenty of money. If I start turning a loss, this would be horrible. See, Capitalism 2 does have multiplayer. Capitalism Lab does not. Probably because multiplayer is a pain to maintain. Medical Bay portable heating services, just buying out land here. How nasty of them. Okay, I put myself into a lot of debt and I didn't even get a company out of it. That could be a little bit of my undoing. But Cap King still has some decent dosh floating around. How's the global market doing? People are starting to fall, but I have a feeling they're going to fall further, so I'm not going to buy things up just yet. It'd be a bloodbath. Oh, it would be such a bloodbath. More backstabbing than a Crusader Kings multiplayer. Okay. A little worried about things slowing down for me here, but I'm still going to speed the game up. There we go. Plague Heart's out of cash. Well, whenever my wee guy goes out of cash, I just tell him borrow. It's the right way to do things. How's my own stock price doing, by the way? I'm expecting it to plummet. to give me an opportunity to buy everything back. But, you know, given how much I spent on Geas, I don't have much of an opportunity to do a buyback. Of course, I'd want it to go down to half of what it was, although that's where it is. Nice, it's way low. As it should be, and I barely had to dilute my stock at all. Thinking about it, what's stopping me just selling stock? Alright, it seems like I can't just sell the stock like that. I have to, or can't I? I mean, look, I can sell stock like that all I want. But that makes me personal money, doesn't it? Whereas what I need is company money. Yeah, I think so. And I don't think I can deposit money into my company with my own personal funds. Although if you could, I'll have been missing that this whole time. That would appear not. Working on you, Geas. But Jings, that's even for a fresh new company. And the price of taking them over is pretty horrible. Okay, good, their stock price is in free fall. Maybe I should have been a lot slower at taking it over. Save me spending way too much on all of this. Alright, Snake, give it to me. See, yeah, he was charging me, what, 400? I should be buying it at this much more acceptable rate. You have cash on hand, a lot of cash on hand. Why did I even give you that money? Give it back. I'm even thinking of issuing yet more bonds. I really need to start making money to make up for all the bonds that I'm putting out like this, but what can I say? Issuing bonds is just so addictive. Especially when the money goes around in a cycle. We go, we find the bonds, and Cap King Insurance Company buys them up. I mean, it's doing what it says in the tin, it's insuring me against the losses of my own bonds, so thank you kindly. I wonder if that means they could even sell them if they go up in price. The bond market seems like a much harder thing to be getting in on. But if you buy something in the bond, I can't imagine why the bond price would ever go up. I can kind of see how they might go down, but up, especially not US Treasury notes, those are rock solid. I bought up all these Lubeck ones, it only makes sense to do so with such high yield. Yeah, it's just free money for Cap King. Gotta say, insurance, much better at making money than I initially thought. Remember when I was mucking around with the game and I tried insurance and I went, wow, insurance sucks, it makes no money, it just makes a loss. I did not see with all of my eyes the true value is in using that money to hedge your bets, so to speak. Oh, I don't think I actually bought that stuff from Geas. Snake, sell it to me. That's right, the price is going down, he's getting desperate. Alright, I can almost merge Geas. And I think what I have to do right now is liquidate those stocks with financial actions. Issue new shares to the public. As big a discount as we can, as many of them as we can. Yeah, it is really slow though, isn't it? Let's check and see how we're doing. We currently have 7165. 7165. We issue and we buy. And now we have 7.2. Wow, that makes practically nothing. Minette, I need 3% of your company. How much are you willing to pay or be paid for it? 3 billion. No. So, given that I have to pay for the merger as well after that, absolutely not. I will just liquidate the stock and buy it out from you. Bond prices go up if everything else goes down. Is that a real world thing or a this game thing? How's the global stock market doing right now? Oh, it's in free fall, but I need it to fall even more. I think I want it to fall down to essentially where it was there, and then I'm going to sell my bonds and buy up as many of these as possible. Remember when Goldman Sachs was up at the moon? Well, he's coming straight back down to orbit. As well he should. I'll give that time though, I'm not in a hurry on that. I see capitalism. Oh! Says Igars. Yeah, feels pretty capitalism. It's almost like it's in the name. This game was described to me as the best big business simulation game out there, and what can I do but agree? Well, what I can do is look at those losses and think, where's my money going? Why am I making a loss right now? I can't think of any non-profitable ventures that I have right now. Don't show me that. This is showing me city income, I think. I don't care about that. I care about my money. Why did I make a loss last month? I'd love better breakdown on what makes you what money per month, and maybe it's hidden somewhere, but I'm not seeing it. I mean, I have my corporate finances, but what am I meant to look at? My stocks going down? Wait, stocks going down? Oh, it might be my losses from what I'm taking over in Geas, which makes sense. I am taking over a very much losing company with Geas. Yeah, that'll probably be it, right? So the amount that yeah, my Geas thing has gone down in value remarkably. But that's because I artificially inflated the prices. That's not a big deal. Well, maybe that should be considered a big deal. If I had done this slower, you know, letting it rise and fall and rise and fall, maybe I wouldn't have lost about $5 billion. But I was greedy, and as Pandy might say, these are the lessons you have to learn. RRG was half price before. Oh yeah, crikey, we've made good on Randy's random goods. How much did I buy out of him? RRG is 23% owned by me, and they are surprisingly going up, whilst just about everyone else is going down. I mean, I'd love to sell them, but it's not like my stock value is great in them. They were always a cheap person to buy. Yeah, that was just there to get my finger in the pie, so to speak. Right, so sadly what I have to do with Geas is just keep issuing shares. Make it as discounted, dilute. Oh, that's actually that's a much bigger dilution than before, right? Maybe not, maybe not. Maybe that's showing my share dilution. I clearly don't know this well enough. Still, buy it up, buy every last drop, 200 mil. I mean, it's probably cheaper than the other way. Actually, I don't know. Is that really going to be cheaper? Because I spent 300 mil on very, very little. Of course, the alternative is buying it from Minette, and Minette is crazy. Minette, I want 2% of the company off of you. And she said, oh, she's making it a bit more reasonable, 512. I still think Geas is going down, though, so forget it. I wonder if there's any decisions I can make for the company to make that plunge further and faster. I mean, I do have control of the company, but I need 75% before I can force a merger. It makes this look sad, although I should be happy that it's still in the multi-billions. How low is that going to go? Is it going to go below 100? Hard to say. When you merge, you won't get the cash for it was raised from the issuing. Oh, that's true. How much cash does Geas have? Well, they got $500 million on them. Why am I even buying Geas? I got too excited by them going public. I suppose one of the things that our goal has become is to absorb or subjugate all of the companies that started at the same time as we did. So anyone that says 28 years here, I have to destroy one way or the other. But I should get them in their moments of weakness. I give the Win Lobby all that money. Why are you not making a profit? Do you even sell anything? You sell database software. And granted, you make profit off of it. Good for you. Could you make anything else? I don't know. We'll give them time. We gave them money. We just need to give them time. It's like cooking something good. Okay, Geas, once you're below 100, I'll do that hostile takeover of Minette. Come on, I know you can go lower. Subsidiaries out of cash, they know what to do. In fact, why do they keep bothering with this? If you need money, just borrow it from a bank. I wonder if there's an option to make them just do that. Oh my, geese is falling. I won't get too greedy. I'll buy it out whilst the going is good. And also, I only need 2... Looks like I can't do more than 2-8. I don't... Oh god, it resets all of these every time. Lee's game. Quality of life. It's a real and important thing. That's a lot more reasonable. I'll take that. So, time for a merger. I bought more than I thought there. Oh well. Costs us 3 billion to merge. Okay, it's really going on that stock value, isn't it? I should wait a bit then. Wait until that stock value goes way down. It is going to go down, right? Doodly-doo. At least it doesn't have Minette's eccentric add-on on top of it. Mosmoris resigns. Oh, and would you look at that? We got the emergency bailout and now we rule Lübeck. Well, I think we know what's going on with Lübeck. We go to the financial policies of the city. And we say no to corporate tax. Yeah, I don't like... Well, actually, didn't it... It's a tough one. But no, I don't want to pay corporate tax. But I do want lots of immigrants. And I'm not sure I want unemployment benefits. You can have a little bit of it. Yeah, we could pull Lübeck out of this bankruptcy spiral, but there's no good reason for us to do so. We'll maintain control for a couple of years. Alright, so like I said, I really want Gias to stop default so that I don't pay 3 billion for the merger. Because that's going to necessitate another... Whoa, what happened with the UI there? That's going to necessitate... Oh yeah, it overlaps when you're in a screen like that and switch between it. Right, the stock price goes down and then we buy it out from Minette at not ridiculous rate. And depression, recession, expansion. So the times are bad, which means it's a good time to buy stock. Man, I wish I could be buying stuff like Star's stock. Again, anyone that's been around for a long time, I should start sniffing around and making my way into their stock markets. However, even though I don't have the money, Cap King has the money to get it. Cap King can always buy it up and then sell it to myself. Yeah, that's a good way to take advantage of people who are on their way down. Aperture Science is certainly on the way down. And I think when Cap King sells, it goes straight to the public shareholder. I hope it does, because I want to be able to buy it back. Okay, look for someone who's really far down, like Cap King. I can't believe FTL is going to the moon, relatively speaking, for them. Shekel Master going down is tempting, but I bet they're going to go down further with all this recession hitting in. Yeah, you know what? I bet the recession is going to continue to hurt the companies. And since I'm in charge, couldn't I raise taxes across the board in everywhere that I am in charge, and then force pressure onto... Yeah. Raise the taxes, also raise consumer tax, and that will decline customer spending, and that's going to make all the prices crash. Yeah, great idea, Jake. One of my best. Oh right, it's scrolling between these. So, corporate tax up. Yeah, it's going to hurt my tax, but so be it. Let's not have these people do too much business. Alright, let's try and crash the economy horribly. But immigrants are good, so keep up the immigrants. Alright, let's see if we can't damage the economy enough to buy out cheaper here. These are things I should have done before I did the multi-billions that of stuff that I did here. Cap King has a lot of money to invest. How's the global situation looking? Oh my, many companies on the down. Caterpillar so far down. Holy moly, how can I not buy that up? Caterpillar's practically free. Cap King. Buy Caterpillar. Caterpillar good. Who else is going way down? Goldman's down, but I bet Goldman will go further down. Intel's quite far down. Can't deny I wouldn't mind me getting on some Intel. Anybody else quite far down? That kind of sharp turn down will definitely be coming up real soon. I believe in Intel stocks at a price like that. But maybe they could be even better. Let's hold off for a little bit. Amazing how this game turns you into a monster. No, it just enables being a monster. Come on, Lincoln Trends, you know better than that. Lucky one thing. Oh god, I'm actually making... No, again, that's the city, not me. I'm not making losses, the city is making losses. And that is okay. Monkeys, fall faster. I need to get this merger done for not 3 billion. Should just give it a wee bit. Central bank decreases interest rates. Is that good news for me or bad news? I'm not sure. Certainly a lot of transferable cash, and I'll probably need some of that to execute the merger. I've still got years before I need to worry about the bonds, though. Yeah, I can only assume that this is taking... Yeah, this is stock return that's killing me. If it wasn't for the stock return, we'd be looking really good. But I don't care about the stock return because I'm about to gobble up Gius. Stock is going down, 90 and falling. 90, yeah, okay. Oh man, most people are having a hard time with this. This is good. I'm plunging the world into darkness. At least economic darkness. Should I get greedy? Should we go below 90? I kind of want them gobbled up right now, so too bad, Minette. You had your chance at life. Yeah, bye-bye. Excellent. Gius order is now mine. What the heck do I do with them? I'm probably going to end up with a ton of firms that I don't know what really to do with. So I guess I will tell... I guess I'll tell Suspicious that he can get into everything. Oh my god, look at those profits! Or lack thereof. I kind of wish I could have just taken all that stuff that Minette had and kept her as a subsidiary rather than a merger. But she demanded way too much for a stock. Merger was easier. What am I meant to do with all this land that I'm now taken over? Honestly, I'm not that sure. So it sounds like something that I should sleep on. So I will sleep on it there. M&M. Where are we with this run then? My goal, I think, will be to complete it this week, so I don't have this campaign on my head whilst ESA is running. The goal before us is to consume all of the corporations that have been around from the start. Cart Pushers, Cerberus, Andromeda, Datadyne, DE, Medibay, Quills, Shacklemaster, Aperture, Moss Morris, Briccoloni, RRG, Yoya, Stars, and Children United. That's quite a long list. But we seem to be going from strength to strength. As long as we continue to do very well and sabotage them every step of the way, I think we'll be able to make it matter with a little help from our friends in both government and the stock market. So we'll keep going with this when I'm back tomorrow. So until I am back with that, and of course the wild card that comes before it, but I still don't know what's going to be on there. I'm sure I'll figure it out. Who knows, it might be more CapLab. Still, until then, it's a cheers and cheerio.